Okay. We're live.
Greetings.
Hello. Hello, Las Cruces.
Hi, James.
As per usual, the only one watching us.
I need to change my backdrop here sooner or later. Same old damn
I'm going to show
backdrop.
some comics.
I thought I was going to have several to show.
Anyway.
I have some major comics that are right down the street from me. They showed up at my post office this morning after delivery went out. So they're just sitting right down the street from me. So.
Gray, you seem not to have a delay this show.
Hello.
Oi, oi. Hello, you dirty buggers. How you doing? You're all right.
It is so lovely to see your beautiful face again, buddy.
I know, right? You're very welcome.
This is Nevs.
Your Wolverine chops.
Hello. Watch ya.
Oh, that's Darren, by the way. Not Toxic O'Grady. That's a lie. His name's Darren.
Hello, Darren. You're right. You look familiar.
Splat Comics. Do you remember the name Toxic O'Grady?
Do I remember what? Sorry?
My name, Toxic O'Grady.
Yes, but I don't know why.
What about Kyle's name?
The young ones.
I've got no idea what Kyle's talking out at the best of times, so...
Numcool Bookajul for Tumch, that's his name.
There, dudes. Are we doing this showing our recent booty?
Yep.
He's too young to know the young
ones. They're both from the young one, in case you're wondering.
Oh, okay.
Classic Neil Adams
the young
there.
Ones. I did enjoy it. I was more of a bottom man, but that's a phrase that can be taken out of context, isn't
it? Yeah, but you were a power bottom. You were Aid. You were a power bottom.
How dare you? How dare you resemble me in this environment?
Aid was a power bottom. What a beautiful.
Gray, where did you get those comics?
London Comic Mart and
you were there.
Mates off of Facebook. Yeah,
you're using the bags.
Sorry,
my
Mark wasn't selling. He cancelled at the last minute. He was supposed to be selling. He had the table books and everything, but he had a cold. He had a stinking cold, and he decided against it in the end. Ooh. He decided not to bother.
Oh, fair dues. It was very busy the whole time as well.
Half of this is my Christmas money that my dad gave me, and half of this is my haul from Lawn.
Ah, the great Lawn connection. Oh, he was very good. He sorted me out a few quid on the way in because my phone's up the creek at the moment. Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
These are good. I'm going to write a message in the group to see where Kyle is. Not Kyle, Bill.
Where is Mark and Bill?
Where's Bill? Where's Mark?
I did just message Bill, but it's only on sent. It hasn't come up as read, so I don't think he's looking at his phone.
For those who know him, does anyone think this guy could be a relative of Narman, the comic bookworm?
You're a mean man, Graham. A mean man.
Looks a bit Narman, right? He looks a bit like Narman. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
GI War.
Wow.
This is a reprint book.
That's very Kurtzman.
Medal for Marine. We all know that Marines are big blinking girly boys who wear each other's underwear and keep each other on the bottoms in the barracks, don't we, Kyle?
I'll wear my silk boxers on my head.
Graham trying to cause an international incident via the medium of old DC comics. What an interesting way to kick off the show.
Yeah, exactly. I just try to get Kyle on his soapbox, but no, he's not taking the bait.
Kyle's not taking the bait. He's too zen, man.
No.
You could say that the Marines are literally the worst use of any resources ever made available to mankind. He won't bat an eyelid. Couldn't give a monkey.
That's a nice one.
No, he's too chill.
He's well zen.
Improvise, adapt, and beat him.
He has got a big stick, though. So... This escalated quickly. Kyle's not got a big stick. What is this show?
This whole back I've heard since last Sunday.
I'll smack my dragon with an axe handle.
Oh, it's an axe handle, of course. The more reasonable answer.
Little tape on it to get some grip.
This one I'm going to show. This one I gave to Lisa's boy, but he decided he don't want it. It's been sitting gathering dust in his room for a while. I picked this up because you like
Bill, hello mate, you're right. WrestleMania and Bill in the same nanosecond. Amazing.
Yeah. What does that tell you? What the fuck does that tell you? Pardon my French.
Hello, Bill.
Hey, fellas.
I'll show you this.
Why is your house lit like The Shining, man? What's going on?
So this is the comic store I run now.
You run a comic store now?
That I'm running for a friend of mine, yeah. And we have Galaga, we have a jukebox, we have a screen.
The Shining lighting, yeah.
Yeah, it's It
resembles.
It looks like it's. I don't know.
It looks like there's twins coming through the door and a river of blood about to burst free.
Yes.
Mate, is what it looks
like. We're right by the not the San Antonio River, but the River of Styx. Yeah, we have the River of Styx flowing right outside.
It resembles a comic shop in every way apart from customers.
The core of comic shops has certainly changed its mind. Exactly.
So I would
like
to
say doing American Horror Story now. All right, fine.
Yes, I would like to say this. This is an epic first appearance of Darren and Nevs together at the same time. So I'm glad we have finally done that.
Where the hell is Mark?
I don't know.
I sent him a
Facebook. Was saying it wasn't very well on Sunday, and it's only Wednesday now.
Oh, he's been talking on Geeky on the chat channel, so
he'll be here.
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference between like doing the typing and going, right, I'm bringing myself to the stage. Like,
true. We don't want to see him in his dressing gown.
Yes, right.
You say that. I think there's mileage in all of us having cigars and dressing gowns, man. That's a whole show.
Right, dressing gown right here, look.
I just put mine out.
Why did you have that?
I did not know that was going to come in handy as a prop.
But clearly,
I figured I was going to be outside.
I don't know what
the
situation is, but I've always got a dressing ground to hand.
yeah. Well, you never know these days.
Who knows what lurks in the arms of Bill's shining comic shop?
Gray's well prepared. Look, he's got a wardrobe full of dressing gowns behind him.
Yeah, and Kyle's got an axe handle.
If I had an axe handle,
I just took my dressing gown off because I opened up my garage. If not, I would have been sat out here with the hood up, just chilling.
Your dressing gown's like a Jedi one, Kyle.
You got like a Jedi one. That
probably is a Jedi one.
He is a Jedi. This whole thing about being in the army is an elaborate cover. He's actually an undercover
Marines.
Jedi.
Marines.
You can't prove it's not true.
Yeah,
Space Marines.
You almost fucked up there, boy.
Army's a bunch of sissies.
Oh my God.
Army's 98% like wimpy boys. I couldn't have done that.
Gray, stick yourself back on big and let's see some
the Marines are connected. Marines are connected to the Navy, are they? I take it.
Yeah.
They're a Navy unit.
There's Mark.
Yep.
I don't have a dressing gown. I don't have a fluffy coat, right?
Oh, Nevs is here. Hi, Nevs.
Hello.
Yes. Just like old times.
Yeah.
Gang's all there.
And you've got to have a dressing gown or you're not allowed on the show
You're
tonight.
sounding better, Mark.
Or a fluffy coat. I've got a fluffy coat planned for all occasions. How you doing, Mark? Are you right?
There,
Yeah, I'm
Bill,
just about recovered from my cold.
Bill, I always imagine you as the
Look,
big
I have
Lebowski,
comic books.
just floating about.
Santa.
I can't imagine you.
that?
Yeah, I just always imagine Bill as the big Lebowski floating about. The idea of him wearing like trousers always froze me. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
right,
I actually do wear trousers. Yeah, I am kind of a big Lebowski guy. You know, that's your opinion, man.
This is what Ray traded me for 3 Journey into Mysteries and an early Thor.
Is that the first appearance?
Nope, 10th appearance of him.
Wow.
But
I
yeah,
really better lighting, don't I?
I got these and a 1957 Superman for gray. So
that's excellent. Oh wow!
And I love shit like that. Worcester, Mass. That went to Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcester, okay. How is it spelled? Is that how it's spelled?
WOOSTER, Worcester. Even though it's more like.
That's how they spell it in Massachusetts.
You having
sinus they spell it two different ways. Here's 148. Now I'm just working on getting that 149 and 150 over here.
That is not how you spell Worcester sauce.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we will get regional on you here, Kyle. I don't care if you're an undercover Jedi. That's
Worcester.
Not.
Yeah, Worcestershire. That completes my A-team.
Holy moly!
I have all 3 issues of A-team.
Marvel literally publishing anything.
Then this was kind of fun. These are all beta readers, but well, here's one in the vein of gray there.
Well, you read them while you're booting.
War is heck.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Hold on a minute. We ought to at least comment upon Numcul Puckajul for Tumch growth above his top lip.
Yeah.
Do you know what? At this point, man, it's like arguing with arguing with like a hurricane. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. Right. So
these are
well, hold on.
Reader copies, but I've about doubled my amount of Whitmans I've got.
All right.
Whitman DC.
Oh, that Whitman's got no issue number on it, Kyle, has it?
No, not the DC Whitmans. No. If you want a quick lesson on Whitmans, Marvel had a distribution deal with them, so they're not rare. Marvel had a huge, long-time distribution deal with them. DC were the cheapskates, and they only did it for a little while. And this also fell in the same time that they did the 12 and 15p books. And then they're like, nope, we're just going to do them all the same. Let everybody deal with it. So,
okay.
Did anybody else notice Bill coming in with a surreptitious pile of stuff?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
So
why the hell is there
Where's your big pile, Bill?
That's new. What was the big thumbs up come up on my screen?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That was weird.
Probably Mark.
Action. I have no idea. Sooner or later, I'm going to own every issue because there's only like 100 issues.
So those were the ones that Whitman. They don't even carry a DC symbol, which is funny.
Did Whitman put them themselves?
Whitman is still around, but they're different now. They still make puzzles and stuff like that, but they don't make comics.
Every single one of these came out of a 2, 3, or 4 pack of comics. None of these were distributed individually. All these came out of sealed packs. Every single one of them.
That's why it got no price on it, Kyle.
Kyle's freezing out as he discusses the history of Whitman.
Yeah, every single one. And I've got like 3 or 4. I wasn't going to dig any extras out, but I still have like 3 or 4 sealed packs with these in them too. So they are harder to come by. But when I was a kid, when I first started collecting, I used to get these 3 packs all the time at my local 5 and dime. So like I said, the Marvel.
Oh my God. It's Jack Torrance. Don't let him in, Kyle. Bill.
There you go. And then there's different Starburst that would contain the price, but they changed it. There's different symbols on
die on the show. Stay tuned, everyone. Bill's gonna die. He's gonna die.
This has been a running joke for over a year with Ray.
What's Jack Torrance, Bill?
Run.
This finally completes my Avengers Defenders crossover.
Update. Bill is still not dead.
And then I always loved those.
Big John's comics.
I mean, if Bill was being attacked,
and
we were watching, what would we do, guys? Do we know where in Texas it is?
We know get popcorn.
We must know the name of the shop, right? So we could say, look, we think Jack Torrance is going for the Big Lebowski in this comic shop. Can someone come in and sort it out?
So that was my nephew, Joaquin. He's trying to get in. Yeah, he's trying to get into my alma mater, North Texas. So he's updating me, but I told him come back after 4.
Here's one of the bigger ones from the trade.
Oh, like.
Okay.
Why is that such a big deal?
Oh, it's just an early 70s first issue of Marvel.
Is that a Will Elder cover? Who's the artist?
It looks like
I think that's Marie Severin.
It's Severin.
Yeah.
Is it Severin? Right, there we go.
And you can see it's in pretty doggone good condition.
It is.
That's beautiful.
So that's one of the bigger ones. Here's a pretty one. You guys might start liking these. How about a 10-cent Charlton from 1960?
Chock full of Ditko art.
Chock full of Ditko art.
I like your beaver.
There you go.
That's not something we've heard said about Kyle very often.
If he presents an attractive beaver to me, I feel compelled as a gentleman to make a nice compliment about it, right?
Here's another fun one. A juvenile delinquency cover, just slightly postcode. Just slightly postcode from 1955.
Nice, like that one.
We had some beaver on Cover Slingers this week. If you go back and watch it from Saturday night.
Another odd one.
The greatest interruption I've heard all year. Well done.
Again, just into the postcode.
Could you recap the Great Beaver action for me? I'd like to hear more about that.
Beaver.
It was on a cover.
I still don't know what
was
I
it. An embossed cover? Was it 3D or a scratch and sniff or anything? Was it
scratch and sniff?
It's the 1956.
I need to know the facts. You know,
just slightly postcode horror.
Was it a slabbed beaver? You know, who knows what lurks in the hearts of common.
There were a lot of water sport. There was a lot of water sports.
Water damage. Less than men.
Issue number 8.
The subject was actually waterfall.
That's all well and good, but it's no samurai squirrel.
Look at that one.
Oh, that's
astonishing. Number 53.
One of those mid '80s attempts to kindle the passion of the Ninja Turtle crowd.
Again, just after the
adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Radioactive black belt mutant.
And then came Samurai Squirrel.
Here's issue number 1. This is considered issue number 1 of Son of Satan. It's technically his second appearance. He had a cameo in Ghost Rider 1. Full appearance in Ghost Rider 2, and this came out at the same time as Ghost Rider 2.
Look at that logo. Isn't that logo beautiful?
Yeah.
It's a very big logo.
The flame. Oh, it's man, they don't make logos like that anymore.
And then, if it wasn't covered in yellow, Gray, do you need slingers this weekend?
Do I need a slinger?
Do you need an extra slinger?
Full. I've lost track. Mate. I've lost track. I've been very busy getting work done here on the house.
I mean, this would be a good one, except for the piss yellow cover.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
Is that JFK?
Yeah.
Sick number 2, JFK. This is 1962, so it is in his lifetime. Little happy birthday, Caroline there. JFK in his lifetime, pre-head in the hole.
But look who it is. It's Jack Davis.
And then some early crazies.
No one noticed that? It's Jack Davis art.
Yeah, that's Jack Davis.
Yeah.
And then here's some early cracked. And I just
nice of you to display your crack so gregariously on the show, Kyle.
Yeah.
Nevs, can you not?
Well, he's not wearing his
sooner or later. I've got like.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen Kyle half naked for a few months. I've forgotten the trauma, so I assume
you forgot that it happens often.
I've forgotten it was actually a thing that you can make happen on the show. Yeah.
I've got the first issue. I've got a couple filler issues.
Is this the one that became Rampaging Hulk?
In this, but
did this become Rampaging Hulk? Yeah.
But yeah. Great cover, Mount Valmeric cover there. Love this. Famous Monsters in Filmland. Famous Monsters of Filmland. The Exorcist cover.
Don't fancy yours. Wow. Zardoz, it's wilder than odds.
1974.
Nice. I like that.
And it is in ridiculously good shape.
If we do a Halloween special, Kyle, can you dress up as Sean Connery and Zardoz? Because I am absolutely sure something will happen.
I have the outfit.
I don't doubt it for a minute, mate.
I bet he does.
I love Zardoz.
Yeah. I've heard about his outfit.
Another issue of Cracked. I think this is like
John Severn cover.
And then a shocker that he threw in here.
Comic
You're right, Comic Mag.
You are correct.
You're right.
These are all synonyms for Kyle.
As if this wasn't pretty enough, even though I've got one of these. This is Marvel graphic novel number 5.
Mm-hmm.
This is a first print.
Gotcha. I'm saying hello to the Comic Mag Musings who said hello. Not you, not said hello to you.
Yeah. But to huge surprise, this is a first print. And like, I gotta laugh because like 7 of these books were lettered by Orzechowski going back to like 1974. So a guest we've had on the show has had a hand in a stack of these books I got.
He was nothing before he came on the show.
From 1917 today.
Yeah.
Just
no one knew who the hell Orzechowski was. However you pronounce it.
I mean, that's half the problem demonstrated by Bill there. You couldn't call him because he didn't know how to say his name.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think his surname means hazelnut in Polish.
Hazelnut?
If it doesn't, it's a hell of a thing to lie about. That's
guys,
well, yeah, that's it for me. That's it for me in books today.
I'll be back.
I'm done with books. You can go to somebody else. I don't know. It's postcode horror.
You okay? Do you need? You look like you're losing the will to live, mate.
No, it's all right. I've been cheered up by Bill's comment and the discussion of Kyle's beaver.
I know, right? I'm surprised he hasn't had it graded.
I think you'd have to send it to CBCS. CGC wouldn't touch it.
I've heard there's some dubious things going on with the grading at the moment, and Kyle's high grade beaver is probably not the place to start.
No.
No.
Oh man, I could make so many beaver jokes right now, but if my wife sees this, she'll beat me with my axe handle.
Bill's still alive. Update: Bill is still alive.
That is the third customer Bill has had in 3-4 months.
I love his sales technique. It's just like, good luck. I'm just going to wander about, looking ominous, like the butler from American Horror Story Coven.
You got any new comics, Mark?
Mark, you got any comics?
I've got a load of comics, none that I want to show you lot at the moment.
Yeah, got any comics you want to show?
I've always got something to show.
You get to see my comics.
Nevs has got some comics, I think. I think he got some at the London Comic Mart.
Gray got some at London Comic Mart. We've already had a preview.
Had half of them.
All right. Hey, here's some trivia for you guys. Who was the biggest comic book company in 1917?
1917.
National?
1917.
Nope.
You stumped me.
M.A. Donahue.
Ma Donahue.
They did all the.
That sounds like the mob.
They had all the licensing. They had the Chaplin licensing. They had the S&A Films licensing. They had it all. If it was a big name comic that came out in 1917, M.A. Donahue out of Chicago did it.
There weren't any big name comics in 1917.
Huge comic. Huge. The Chaplin collection. Chaplin was bigger than Mickey Mouse. There's no gray area there. Chaplin was.
There was no
Mickey Mouse. He was bigger than Elvis. Literally. And all the pop culture things from 1915 to 1920 fell under their purview.
Are you using a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, I'm hearing it
It's a
too.
weird noise.
Here, I'm gonna mute and see if it's me. It's not me.
Oh, let's give it a mute here as well then.
You can mute for that.
Yeah, I'll do
Is it me?
Right.
I'll hit the mute.
It's quieter. Yeah, I think it might be you, Nevs.
Yeah. Okay.
You gone now. Everyone else come back in slowly. It's gone now, though.
Oh.
Seems it's gone now.
Yeah, I
Sound
think
like a
it was
road
just
sweeper.
it was just a signal.
You still are?
But yeah, Donnie,
I
you
still-
had a hand in.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me?
Big pop culture
Yes.
back then. So yeah, just obscure Platinum Age comic knowledge. But I went looking.
No, his Nevs actually can't work out if his sound's gone or he's just pretending.
Yeah. Okay. I went doing some more Chaplin research because I'm trying, like I sent the picture.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to complete.
Yes.
Right.
We hear
Okay.
you, Nick.
I will leave the sound alone then. Okay.
All right. I went to do some more Chaplin research because there were 5 Chaplin books that came out in 1917 when they had that S&A film deal. And they put out everything. I mean, if it was big at the time, they put it out. Anything that had to do with Hollywood, right as it was starting to break, any of those big things, it was all Donahue. And Donahue was even bigger than I thought it was. But then again, if you have the biggest name in comics, which again at the time, Chaplin's name was global. Chaplin was bigger in Russia than anybody's ever been. Mickey Mouse, Michael Jordan, any pop culture, Chaplin was bigger there.
Okay. I think I just worked out what that weird noise is. It's probably my laptop melting. Hang on.
No, you don't like that.
You haven't got your laptop off grey, have you?
I got it off a Russian fella with 2 beards. He said it was fine.
There you go.
Okay, it's cooling down now.
Weird.
So you might have just been hearing the melting of a hard drive.
Well, yeah, when
probably
a
for the
band
best.
sticks or something, it tends to do that. But yeah, I'm still working up my Chaplin collection, and we got a little bit of tax money back, and by that I literally mean a little bit of tax money back. And my wife felt bad that when my Christmas and birthday were so small, she's like, "All right, I'm going to give you this much of the tax money," and I kind of went Chaplin nuts again because I want so little. I want for so few things, and like the big 3 things on my list were another one of those Chaplin 1917 books. So I've got one. Now
I would be inclined to agree with Comic Mag Musing's assertion that Bill does look like he's scheduling folks at either a palm reading or a used car loan.
There you go.
Or both.
But I'm working on getting those 5 1917 Charlie Chaplin books. I've got one. Now I've got a second one that'll be here tomorrow. The other things I wanted were I always wanted a certified piece of the Berlin Wall, and I got one. I'm not going to tell any Berlin Wall stories or nothing, but
not on a comics podcast. No, probably not.
I always really wanted one.
Or you should get one of them Jesus' foreskins. There's loads of them around, apparently.
Yeah, there you go.
At least 4.
But I always wanted a little piece of that just for a piece of history, and I got that. And then Brooks Robinson was one of the greatest baseball players ever.
Ooh,
and he was one of my favorite baseball players.
Topstep's got the good stuff.
And I got a neat little autograph.
Tell us about this fine periodical, Mr. O'Grady.
So,
whose autograph did you get?
That's a women's
Whose
magazine.
autograph did you get? Oh,
That's David Essex, isn't it? Is that David Essex?
I bow to your greater knowledge and age, sir.
Yeah,
Let's have a look
I'm
at
sure
that's
it
not
is.
David
Yeah,
Essex.
David Essex even says it on there. Hold on, there's a pin-up. Let's see.
Extremely young if it is.
Oh, that's a pretty
Carl,
funny
whose
thing.
autograph did you
Cover.
get?
Let's see if the pin-up's in here. I don't think it will be.
What, Gray?
Whose autograph did you get?
Oh, look at that. We
Brooks
got a pin-up.
Robinson.
Just in
He
time
was
for
my favorite
Valentine's. You get a
baseball
pin-up
player
on
when
the
I was a
show. That's
kid.
awesome.
Right, back cover for the British boys.
Is it Kim Wilde?
Who?
Slade.
Oh, blimey.
Slade.
Look at that
no.
bunch of second.
Is that Slade?
Yeah.
That's the
Slade,
League of
Slade.
Gentlemen, man.
Bloody holder there's on the left.
Absolutely awesome.
Look at that hot ladies action going on that back cover.
Yeah, wow.
Absolute sex bomb of men.
Well,
Absolutely.
I mean, Naughty was one of the coolest people on the planet, so.
Clean up in Nicaragua.
Oh, God.
This sold at auction fairly recently for £100.
What?
Really?
What? So
Yeah.
who? A lunatic?
Princess Holiday Special. Wow.
Why?
Wow.
Marilyn
well,
You
Monroe.
know, Mark,
I'm
his
guessing.
auctions, you can't resist bargain.
I'm
No,
guessing you're going to pull it
all
open
that.
and it's going to be Marilyn Monroe.
I didn't know. I actually sold this for free.
Hey, kids, who likes murder?
and then checked the price, and I'm still selling it for free to some lady who's bought a load of English
Oh,
comics
shit.
off me. She's in Ireland, and the Jackie as well, actually.
Yeah. Well, that is like, as a veteran of 30th century comics, that is the great ignored demographic, right? Is the middle-aged women, because it was a whole thing. You found a chapter of something, and they would come in and they would buy one issue, and then they'd buy the whole run, and then they'd say, actually, I read this other strip, and they'd want all the other issues as well, and they wouldn't argue about the price or the grade. They would just be like, I want this, I want all of them. Thank you. The end.
Jack and Jill. Should I recite my Jack and Jill poem?
I don't think the audience have done anything to us to deserve that kind of fate, to be honest.
We've already
They
seen
think
it,
quite
Nev, so
I always worry when Kyle goes off camera. It's like, what's he plotting?
what's he going to come back with?
So I just thought I'd show these just to grab your attention for a mo. But these are, I've actually sold these. These are all going to the lady in Ireland.
Oh, God bless her.
Oh,
But then I wanted to get Gray's attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he about to? Who's on?
What's happening?
Oh,
He's
is
gonna
Carl
enlarge
going
you.
full?
I'm
I'm
going
gonna put you
to
on.
Oh no, here we go.
Here we go.
Sorry, not Carl.
Yeah,
Sorry, not Carl. I got
time.
Gray's attention. Gray, this is for you.
Awesome.
Speed.
Speed. I had some Speed. I sold them.
This is issue number
Why that
2.
on TV? Okay.
You said last week
I
that
had
you
number 1.
had these.
I did, yeah. I had a full run because it eventually, what do you call it, merged with Tiger. It became Tiger and Speed.
I must have picked up number 1 and put it down somewhere because I've got it somewhere. I don't know
It
where.
had a red plane with it, number 1. A zipper plane.
I
You've
don't
got
have
Speed
I
Boy.
don't
You've
have
got
the
Blake
plane.
Edwards, his first appearance in Speed number 1. Do you remember Blake Edwards, Nevs?
I have not. Please enlighten me on the nature of Blake Edwards.
Well, he had a strip called Death Wish, and he was a handsome Formula 1 driver, and he got burnt up in there he is. He got burnt up in an accident, and then he developed a death wish. He wanted to die.
Whoa.
He didn't want to kill himself. I have a major speedway.
He looks like
He wanted
Robot
to
Man from
basically
Doom
do
Patrol.
more and more daring stunts. And
Yeah, he does.
No, he's just got a mask on to cover his burnt face.
Okay. Right.
But there was a 2000 AD tie-in comic came out. I can't remember, called Rebellion or something like that. It
Yeah.
was like a one shot with a few characters. He had a story in it. Death Wish had a story in it.
Okay.
I think he had
That sounds
Archie, maybe
interesting.
Death Wish. Yeah, I remember all these.
Had to hit the 2 Rolu.
Okay.
And it's so cold, I had to get my
Yeah,
dressing
Death Wish is
gown.
pretty cool. Sonia Lannerman, I remember her. Yeah, it was kind of like a sport and like speed. The idea was that it was like the fastest footballer was one of the strips. It was like everything was to do with speed. Speed Boy who tried to break records, like running and stuff like that.
Then it went paper.
Tops on 2 wheels. He was like Eddie Kidd kind of stunt man.
BMX.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds very Vanishing Point.
Then it got merged.
Yeah,
With
Tiger
Tiger.
and Speed, told you.
Right.
Yeah.
Nelly Kim.
That's got to be a limerick, isn't it? There was a young girl called Nelly Kim.
Oh, Billy's
Yeah.
Boots, man. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Billy's Boots.
That's Billy's Boots has given me the PTSD, man.
Hot Shot Hamish. Hot Shot Hamish. Yeah, the most powerful shot in the West, I say.
Yeah.
Was this about the time when you were getting them, Gray?
Yeah, I got them from number one, mate. I got them from number one to the end.
Tiger and Speed.
Oh, look at this. Those two fellas, straight from the 1970s BBC right driving cars.
Look out, nicotine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That is one chunky Superman as well.
Johnny
Cougar.
Cool.
Oh, there we go.
He was a Native American wrestler.
He certainly was. I remember him.
Ooh, Graham Gooch. Look at that.
Graham Gooch.
British baseball, guys. British baseball, that.
Yeah, he went to my school, Graham Gooch.
Did he?
Not when I was there.
It's a bit older than
Eddie
you.
Tops. I knew he was there. I thought his name was Eddie. Eddie Tops. Topson too. He was a stuntman, like I said.
Okay.
Don't remember him.
Really is.
They didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
Johnny Cougar was also kind of a pop star knob that lives right down the road here.
This is a brilliant back cover.
That's amazing. That's gold.
He lived by Kal-El. He lived by Kal-El in a little pink house.
The crossover between comics and Eric Bisto is complete. I don't know what else there is to be said about the entire medium, mate. I think
if I saw that one, I'd probably buy it.
Billy Beaumont. Didn't he used to be
Yeah, Question of Sport, yeah.
Billy Beaumont.
They're oddly static images considering the whole motif is speed, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, why would you have Eric Bristow on a magazine called Speed?
Now, if you come across one of those with the Tottenham Hotspur on the back, I want them. I'm always a Tottenham guy.
Yeah,
burn it. If you find one with Tottenham on it,
Tottenham Hotspur, I wasn't ready for it.
There seems to be like always football on the front cover. It's either Billy's Boots or Hamish.
Boots, man. I hate that kid.
Oh,
I hate Billy's Boots so much.
I didn't know if you guys knew, but they've announced a Rogue Trooper movie.
Yeah, it's going to be animated, isn't it? It's quite a high-end cast as well.
I don't think is it going to be animated?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's quite a high-budget thing if you shoot it live action, right?
Well, yeah. Well, and it's high budget if you animate. I mean, probably the same. They'll probably spend the same amount.
Maybe.
But that's going to be a good movie.
It's one of those things where I want to believe in it, but Rebellion have this really bad habit of putting all their eggs in one basket in one project, thinking that this will be the big thing,
right,
that carries them through at the detriment of everything else. And it never turns out to be that. Whether it's Dredd or the Rogue Trooper game or the Judge Dredd games, it's always like, I hope so though. I've got high hopes for it.
I got to meet him. I got to meet Pele with the guy I was named after.
Cool advert on the back of this one.
Oh yeah!
Wow, that's well cool.
78 or 1980, when it was.
Yeah, that is cool.
That was July 81.
Yeah, I saw that in the cinema in Canterbury.
Pele played soccer here in the States for the New York Cosmos with the son of the guy I'm named after.
Interesting one next.
Is it Billy's Boots again? Because I will cry.
It's the Royal Wedding Special.
There you go.
I've got a London Times from the day of that wedding.
More of the same. Loads more of the same. Crocodile cover slingers.
Wow. Yeah. That's Johnny Cougar's well out of his element. It's being attacked by Frank Zappa and an alligator.
Cool. Right. I'm going to skip a few. What have we got here?
What happened in that comic?
And then later on, must have separated again.
Frank Zappa.
Speed is gone now.
No, he didn't, because what happened? when two comics would merge, the second title would always get smaller and smaller and smaller as the weeks went on, till it finally disappeared. And then a couple of months later, they'd merge with another comic.
Yeah. Hey, Nebs, here's some trivia for you.
If it's about Billy Boots, I will cry on screen.
In the song "Smoke on the Water,"
That's a good story.
Who was playing the music to burn the place to the ground?
Is it Deep Purple or Moist Mauve or something? One of those. Here's 9 blokes with beards bands.
Frank Zappa and the Mothers burn the place to the ground.
So blokes with beards. Yeah, so I was right.
Early Deathlock.
Early Steve Austin.
Zappa. Yep, Steve got it.
All right, that's
Steve,
it.
did you get that?
I'm more a Beefheart guy than a Zappa guy. I apologise. If you ask me a Beefheart question, I'll probably have an answer. It might not have anything to do with the question, but I'll have an answer.
What rank was Beefheart in the military?
Captain?
Captain, yep. Hey, what happened to that half box you were waiting till this week there, Toxtooth?
It's there if you want it.
I always want it.
You want
I
it?
some skin. You got to show some nipple with it, too.
This is the...
What is this show, man?
This is the...
I would like to refer you to Mark's background, right? Not his historical background, his provenance, but I mean literally the image to him staged right. Thank you, Mark, for your beautiful display skills. You're like Rachel Riley with a beard.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Right, anytime. Suddenly, Kyle is cosplaying as a Jawa.
I'm cold. It's like 50 degrees here, but I'm cold.
I'm not judging you. I just felt it was worth saying. Gray, how much Vaseline have you got on your camera, mate? You look positively smoldering.
It's got a really crappy. Always
look how pretty.
It's very shiny.
Got a bit of a rip on the back cover.
Yeah, and it's a 20p one. I don't like the 20p ones.
We know these are in reverse order, so that's the newest.
Yeah, they'll get better.
Oh, the Alan Class ones.
Gore Kill.
Again, nice condition. A little bit yellow, but
Gore Kill, so dangerous. He's got a hyphen in it.
That yellowing is caused by the ink.
From the underneath cover or the inside back cover?
Yeah, yes.
Jimmy the Genie was there? Or Jimmy and the Genie?
I don't think this second half of box is quite as exciting as the last
Ogden
week.
Whitney again.
You making hot chocolate tonight?
No. And Bill's missing it all.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's what I was trying to save it for Bill, but.
Here I am.
Oh, cool! And this is a cool cover.
You actually made a sale, Bill.
Atlas Horror again.
Hey, I love this. Joe's here.
That is the third.
Have you actually made a sale today, Bill?
Who's here?
Joe's here.
Really nice. There's no yellowing or anything on this.
It is quite a good cover, and it's a Marvel. It's a Marvel Monster reprint, but it's the third.
Oh, that's awesome! Look at that fella on the right there. He is as intense as a very intense man.
Classic Ditko.
I love that stuff.
He looks like he really is holding back on a crap there, doesn't he?
All constipation funnies.
Yeah. I wanted that. I want to swing it on.
Yeah.
Isn't that hilarious? Yeah.
Busting a Gut Comics.
They always sell around.
Starring Mr. Turtlehead.
Now that's an interesting one.
Regular.
I've got that. That's not square bound, is it? That's stapled.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's a round one and staples. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the same one.
Wow. So that's what issue is that? Is that number 9?
No, that is number 133.
No,
But
as far as Avengers go, I think that is issue 9.
Yeah, that is issue 9.
7. It's 7 or 9. It's a single-digit issue.
I think it's 9.
It's a beauty. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's going on?
It's not. It's not 9. 9 is Wonder Man.
Yo, Joe.
Oh, that's right.
It's
It's 7. I think
I'm Nevs. Welcome to the show.
And this is Nevs.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, man.
That's cool.
I like that. Is
that's my
interesting.
Nice.
There we go. Now that is Avengers 30.
Wow.
That's a great
Hey, you can put that on my pile. You can definitely put. What is significant about that issue? Whose first appearance is in that?
The Uncanny Glowing Man's.
And he's in multiple Marvel movies.
John Favreau.
Stanley.
Giant Man? I don't know. Oh, Yellow Jacket.
Nope. I'll give you one hint. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
Grandmaster's in that?
That's the first appearance of Grandmaster.
Human Fly's in there. The Cramps are in there. I'd buy that. Whoa.
Avengers 69 is the first appearance of Grandmaster.
That's not Kandor. That's not Superman Kandor, is it?
DD.
That's not the bottom of Kandor.
And that's 71.
Wow.
Another DD. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
got a
nice,
horrible spine.
Very evident crinkle there, yeah.
Tonight I am sponsored by Bar Cream Soda. Sponsors, please send me cans of Bar.
Nice. Stiltman.
Oh, Stiltman.
Put that on my pile, please.
Nice between the legs.
And there's the tagline for tonight's episode.
Yeah. Nice.
That was
between the
Brad
legs.
Fever anyway.
Every
All right.
episode.
Oh, nice one.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
All redhead bondage for a dime.
Mark, you lay claims to that one.
No, I have a
Claim.
copy of that I bought in Dewsbury Market in 19.
Put that on my pile there, Darren.
1970.
Wow.
They're not distributing Playboy in Shrewsbury, no?
Now,
Stupid.
hey, Darren, go back to the one
Shrewsbury,
you're about to
Shrewsbury.
stack that on top of. Go back to the one you're about to stack that on top of and pull that out. I'm going to test every one of his brains here. That superhero right there, a major artist's first comic book work on a superhero was on that character.
I'm going to guess Ditko.
Who was the artist?
Christina Hendricks dressed as Medusa tying up Spider-Man with her sexy hair.
Bill, you better get this when you wrote a damn book on the guy.
Bill's dealing with customers. Look.
Oh,
Customer. Joe can guess on Bill's bit.
Yeah.
Joe, say Todd McFarlane. That's who it is.
Bill wrote a book on the guy.
Neil Adams.
Neil Adams. You need to check that because if that's a reprint of Fly #4, that's Neil Adams' first superhero work from 1959.
Wow.
That's Ogden Whitney again.
That's quite intense, isn't it?
Yeah.
That must imagine just seeing those covers without context as a child in Shrewsbury. That must be continuously traumatizing.
Shield #7.
Oh, can you put that on my pile, please? I haven't got that.
All right. What artist does that homage?
Rob Liefeld.
Salvador Dali.
No.
Yep.
Salvador
Greg got
Dali.
it.
Salvador
got it.
Dali.
Yep. Yeah, when Bill gets back on, I'm gonna pick his brain about Neil. I'm gonna see if he nails those. He better know the first 4 professional.
These are not in as good condition as the ones you showed us last week.
This is the one I was looking for last week.
Oh, I love that one.
Nice.
Look at the horror story of this. So many little pages.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the spine's gone.
I was debating on saying stack, but that thing's falling apart. I can't hand that to an 11-year-old.
You can color it in though. You can have fun with it once he's read it.
You can color it in. Exactly.
Do you guys want to know the printing techniques on why that happened?
I haven't got that one. Can you stack that one, please, Darren? I haven't got that one.
Yeah, you like those stacks, don't you, mate?
I do. I think I've got
Something
that.
strange about Smithtown.
Oh, trying to stack it. No, that must be the Mandrake.
That's a beauty.
Yeah. I think you showed that one or one like that last week. Definitely showed a Mandrake one.
Yeah, there were some Miller mandrakes.
More Ditko.
Yeah. Trapped between two worlds. It happened at midnight.
Hey, hold on one more second. I got another piece of trivia while you're holding up the Ditko there. When Ditko was sliding around doing extra artwork when he was under contract, do you know how he signed his name so he wouldn't get in trouble?
Anne Rand.
Steve Ditko.
Agatha Christie.
Instead of signing it Ditko, he signed it Cotdi. Cotdi. So if you see art and it's signed Kotdi, that's Steve Ditko when he was
Moonlighting.
He was freelancing when he wasn't supposed to. That's a lot of Wally Wood there.
Oh man.
That's full on.
That is more than likely the first appearance of Peacemaker. If that's reprinting what's on the cover, that's got the first appearance of Peacemaker.
It doesn't necessarily reprint the whole comic.
Yeah. If that reprints it, that's got the first appearance of Judo Master.
Two of them.
Or Judo Master. It's got the first appearance of Peacemaker.
Oh, hold on a minute. I just looked randomly, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, 15p, 20p.
Issues. Look at the price.
Yeah, he does that.
15p, 20p.
Yeah. So do you know what?
Hey, flip through those real quick and see if that's got any Peacemaker in it.
Well, the key to this puzzle is that's number 127 and that's number 157.
Yeah. He does the same covers quite a few times.
I must admit, it is an interesting concept of what's inside them. So that one starts off with it's really hard to do this without knackering them, but that's the Judo Master.
Right.
That starts with the same.
Have you got Peacemaker in there?
Well, then, what's that? I mean, how early does this Peacemaker appear?
I'm pretty sure that's the cover to the Judo Master he first appeared in. I think it's 87
appear in uniform.
87 through 89.
Oh, he appears as a diplomat.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's going to be really hard to spot him. I mean,
no, that
seems to be the end.
No, it says Peacemaker. The story is called Peacemaker.
Last thing got the thing in the bottle. Nelson's Nightmare. What happened in the basement? There's loads of them. Not Human for a Day.
No, it's not in there.
Hell from Out of Time. That's got millions in that one.
Yeah.
Look at this one. See if it's exactly the same, but thing in the bottle, that was the same.
Yes.
You know what? All they've done is that it's identical.
Yeah.
The buggers have just reissued it with a different issue number, 30 issues later.
Would that be a monthly?
They ripped that concept off of Warren.
Mark, you'll know. Like, did you get 12 issues a year? Was it 8 issues a year?
No, he didn't. There was no logic to it.
Okay, so it would be safe to assume, though, that like between 30 odd issues, you probably have lost enough of the readership who bought the first iteration
that
they wouldn't have known
later,
that it's the same old shit, right? Same shit Commando still does.
Chessboard covers.
They kind of lifted that shit off of Warren and Creepy and stuff because Warren would do that after like 30 issues. They'd recycle an issue.
Yeah.
Make an all Ditko issue or classic.
I mean, that's kind of how it should work. You know, you kind of go like, well, you've read these and you've moved on. Ooh, that's fancy.
It is nice.
That looks like Williamson.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
Oh, this one's. Oh, that's a shame. This one feels really fat, but I think it's because I don't know why. There's a lot of pages, but the pages feel thicker. But it's very beat up.
Maybe lower paper quality.
Yeah, it could be. It just really feels. I mean, even possibly down swelling it.
Double issue.
100.
Is it a double issue? Oh, you're damn right, Kyle. How obvious? Look.
100.
There you go.
No. Don't take any notice of what it says on the cover. The cover is a reprint of the American one. And the American one would have been a double issue. That does not mean Alan Class didn't do double issues.
Ah, okay. Well, it does feel exceptionally thick.
The whole front cover will be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the one that we're talking about is on top.
Now, the only
well, maybe it is a double issue, but that's the only ever double issue of Alan Class I've seen.
The only double issues of Daredevil were in annuals, and that's not an annual. Oh yeah, stack for me. I don't even want Mark to get a chance to say so.
It's
wow,
that's
awesome.
That's I've got that one. I've got.
That's amazing. It's astounding, in fact.
Nev, tell me more, Nevs.
What about what?
Why this is so cool?
Because it's got a monkey looking absolutely off his tip with that incredible colour scheme, dressed as a doctor.
And it's an Ogden Whitney again. That's great. That is what's that? Avengers
49 or something like that.
No,
that
60,
is the first...
66.
Okay, Kyle, I'm going to test you trivia now. Why is that a key issue?
Because that's the first appearance of Adamantium.
Correct.
The famous metal named after the pop star from the 80s, obviously.
Mark, are you really going to test my trivia knowledge when I'm actually awake? If I'm half asleep or I'm too woozy, we're in trouble.
Oh, that's cool. The perspective's really weird, but it's cool.
You like the Ogden Whitneys, Nev?
I do.
Well, I like that.
I'm guessing they got sued by Fawcett over that one. Whatever character that is.
That's the Jaguar.
Is it? Man, that looks like he's going for Captain Marvel pretty hard there. Steel Sterling, Man of Steel. Potentially the first appearance, and that looked like Jack Kirby too. I'm pretty sure Steel Sterling was Simon and Kirby.
The voice of Venus.
That's Mysterio on an off day.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's lost his cloud. He's still got his goldfish bowl on. Nice.
Yeah. I kind of want, if you can stack that for me too. Mark, did you ever sell that issue?
Oh wow! No, and I've got that one as well. That's nice. That is Nick Fury issue 2.
Yep, Jim
I
Stranko.
would not have known.
So that's a key one. That is a Marvel one. That's a very key Marvel one, mate. Right, that is Astounding Stories. That is the now there's something special about this as well.
I'm listening. I'm just finding my loot while I realise that you can't see where it is, which means there won't be any surprise.
Something special about that one. I can't remember what it is, Darren.
Having a quick flick. Don't see anything straight away.
No.
No, I don't see anything that jumps straight out at me.
No, okay.
Often hard to spot, but because if it's like pre-superhero, I wouldn't know anyway.
Well, can you put that one aside for me? I haven't got that one.
Well, I thought I was going to be putting up loads of Alan Class on the website, but geez Louise, I've hardly got any left already.
Oh, you've still got
complaining.
I've got that one.
About the last 10 now.
Got that one.
Jaguar. It's a funny dinosaur. It's got snake teeth. Like a snake dinosaur.
The Fly.
Again, there's a chance that's got the first Neil Adams superhero artwork in it. There's a chance. There's some classic Ditko.
Yeah, I suppose some comic might have the first art.
Not guilty. Ooh, that's cool.
Just a lot of Ditko now.
You're going in the electric chair and you're going to need really big socks.
It's like your people that those comics.
Moontrap. I've seen that a couple other times. Was that a serial?
It's kind of not a bad thing.
No. Not familiar with it.
Last two.
That bloke stole the moon.
It's a bit rough.
Megamind.
That's pretty cool.
Stolen the moon.
This one's got no back cover.
That's
Spacious rooms for rent.
That's very sort of. I mean, there's four
It's
different
easier,
boxes
isn't
there.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, that's Ditko as well.
It looks silly. It looks silly. That'd go for about $3,000 a month in London.
This one.
No, the room.
the room.
The room.
That's it. That's the end of that. I've got more Alan Class downstairs, but from the Dolphin collection, and it's very battered, but it is older. I don't think there's anything super exciting in there. But Mark, I mean, you might find. Well, it's probably below your grade, to be honest. But
Yeah, I'd like to get a reasonable grade.
Okay, I'm going to
You
jump
ready to
in
show
with my
it?
stuff because my laptop is still melting. I'd rather get through the show before it burns.
Yeah.
So, high pressure. This is stuff I've found recently. I ain't flogging it unless ridiculous offers are made. Thank you. So,
You got
First
some
off,
light there so we can see it.
Your bourbon, sir.
first off,
The screen-
issue of the Ray
screen's
Bradbury
so dark,
series
you
by
got to
Tops
get overhead
Comics,
light.
still sealed with the fancy trading cards and everything.
Oh, nice. That's from
Because
Tops,
I am an
What is
absolute
that?
sucker for Tops and Ray Bradbury.
Oh, of
That
course.
is a Ray Bradbury's comic thing.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I know, right? These things are gorgeous. The trades of these are an absolute nightmare to find. I've only found one once in a charity shop, and that was kind of like a, oh, okay, you don't know what you have. Second up, the Rocketeer movie adaptation.
Oh, yeah,
got
that's
out.
nice.
I think it was a kind of like, we really want to have a new Rocketeer comic, but Dave Stevens is literally on the run. So we'll get Russ Heath to draw this. So this exists. It's always a pain in the ass to find, but if you find it, it's worth snapping up.
And Russ Heath, of course, was an EC artist,
Indeed.
among other things. Yeah.
So this is one of the weird anomalies that people don't tend to know about, because like the Singularity 7 was a PS2 game. It's by the same guy who did No More Heroes. And this has got really early artwork by Ben Templesmith. I have not got a brighter light grey, no, otherwise I would have used it previously.
Wow.
So yeah, I this is early Ben, and yeah, this is that weird period. In fact, there's an advert on the back where IDW was just doing really good video game comics, and nobody seemed to notice. So they did Singularity 7, they did Silent Hill. Ashley Wood and Rufus Dayglow did a really good one on the Metal Gear Solid comic, which again nobody knows about. Really early Ashley Wood comic here. This was a Dark Horse anthology called Dark Horse Down Under. Ashley's not quite into his kind of Sienkiewicz-y, scarfy, Ralph Steadman stuff. He's still very Chris Bacalo at this time, but it's very cool. It starts off with a little crime drama. It's kind of like a creepypasta before there are creepypastas, actually. Next up, I can actually smell my laptop.
No, do not let it catch fire and burn your entire stash.
I've done weirder stuff than that on stage. This was a cool little find. It's a Visions.
Wait, what?
You guys know I'm in a punk band called the Filthy Orphans, right? Like, I've had.
Are you really? I didn't know that.
He's a Gigi Allen impersonator.
No, I'm still alive, so my impersonation's awful.
Right.
All right. Hey, Mark, who's the artist on that right there?
John Bolton. David Mack. Okay.
There we
David
go.
Mack.
So this is a collection of his sketches and stuff. I presume this is the time that they were being published by Caliber. So David Mack's always been
early
prolific.
David Mack.
Yeah,
he's a local
I
kid
have
around
to
here.
tell you, it's quite John Bolton like in some of that. That's early David Mack. Is quite like John Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's not shied away about showing his influences, I believe is the diplomatic way of putting it. But if you are gonna borrow from someone who uses the female body frequently in their art, John Bolton's not a bad person to do it.
No, he's not.
No, he's not bad at all.
Next up, I've not read these yet, so they might be crap, to be
All
honest.
right. Well, we'll hit you with spoilers because we probably read them.
So this is something called Freaks d'Amour. That was published with some weird Dark Horse thing. But I noticed the Charles Byrne cover on this one. So I figured, well, so all of these, by the way, I found these, I should give them a shout out, at Kent Comics, who had a stand at the London Comic Mart last Sunday. So they're kentcomics.co.uk. So they basically just went, here is a ton of stuff. And all of the stuff I'm showing you was £1 a copy, like £1 each for this stuff. I was like, yeah, this is basically the peak of what I want comics to be. This incredibly diverse and beautiful library of rare and under publicized stuff, but not good enough behind paywalls, right? It's just like, yeah, here's this really easily accessible stuff that people can read, right? And I'm all about that. So if that's a joint to everything else the show's about, sorry, but I believe in this as a medium of exchanging ideas. So all the time I can go like, hey, this is cool stuff and it's super cheap. I would rather people were drawn towards that than going like, apparently Ultimate Black Panther 1 is selling for $30, which is madness. Because to me, that's $30, so about 24 quid, 24 of these. Next up, this was a different one, actually. A friend of mine, those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, have seen, he sent me a parcel of stuff, well, a tube of stuff today, and it was a Kirby print and a Mebius poster, and this, like Matt Baker. I thought this was worth highlighting back 3 months, actually. So this is like this dude was like Good Girl before Dave Stevens was born, you know? Like,
oh yeah, this golden age, Matt Baker, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, so it's my constant ironic criticism that the amount of people who try to draw Good Girl stuff now are people who haven't learned how to draw women yet. So the whole shtick, there's an advert for a Little Nemo in Slumberland thing. So the whole shtick is like, we're trying to do these sexy lady comics, but we don't know how to draw women who don't look like they're made out of bubblegum, which is always awkward. And then you get people doing like awful variants of them and charging lots of money for them. And it's like, it's just embarrassing. It makes the whole industry look crap. But Jesus, like, I just think this stuff is such a dedication to the craft.
That's very good. What's that called? I have
to
look that
having to be that good, because you can't just say, well, it will sell because it's comics. It's like, I know you have to entice the audience in by being as good as you possibly can, which is, you know, what comics ought to be, really. I haven't read this yet, but it does contain the Immortal First Light. This is an AC Comics publication, probably most famous for FemForce and other comics about ladies in spandex doing
Bill Black
stuff.
Ladies in bikinis,
not the greatest published in the world, but this does contain the Immortal First Line. Good Lord, choke! You are a vampire. So it looks like one of those kind of let's find all the out of copyright horror publications, that comics that we can find and reprint them. I think it's quite cool. So, yeah, again, it was £1. Good Lord, choke! You're a vampire. Can't go wrong with that. I don't know what the flip this is, right? But again, this cover stared back at me, and then I had
know who that is, right?
Yeah,
that's
of course,
it's Tor Johnson.
However, if there's one image I would like to be freeze framed and possibly used as like, I have this idea that in the future, tombstones will have an image of the person from their most famous YouTube thing, right? So for that, with that in mind, I want this. I want this to be the thing that keeps me, because I have no idea what Wasp Boy is. And I know I could read the text and it would clarify it beautifully and I would know. But I like the mystery of not knowing. I like the vagueness of knowing there is a concept called Wasp Boy and somebody put it in this magazine. And we'll
that's Tor Johnson. That's from
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, that's from Plan 9.
Joe Guest, famous page 3 girl, gets into an argument with famous prankster Jeremy Beadle. This magazine is absolutely. What else could you want? Well, what else you could want is the cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Oh,
right?
Of course.
So in the mid-90s, I think, basically Fantagraphics ran out of money and started diversifying. I'll talk about it on the next show, but I did find an essay, an argument series of essays between Gary Groff and Grant Morrison about the creation of Eros comics, which is a really interesting argument. But the other thing they did was monster comics. So you had King Kong and you had this. So it's an adaptation of the movie Dr. Caligari.
Isn't that Aircell Comics?
It's Monster Comics.
Open that up. Comics. If you would be so kind, open that up. I'm 99% sure we've had
Kyle,
the man who wrote that on this show.
Kyle, it's going to be Monster Comics, man.
I
can't make it any more clear.
But I'm 99% sure the guy who wrote that has been on this show.
Searching. Ian Carney is the author.
Shit.
Sorry,
I thought that was one of Rap Naviez's first works, was Caligari. But I think he did his for Aircell.
Oh, Aircell have got quite a few low budget looking film adaptations. I believe that the Debbie Does Dallas comics as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought Rappy would have got credit in that one.
Yeah. Debbie Does Dallas and Flesh Gordon.
Yeah.
Those are comics that exist in the world.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Would I make this up? The good thing about talking about comics is that you never need to make up anything because the entire history is so ridiculous that you don't need to. Somebody published Debbie Does Dallas comics and they were shit. And I don't know how you get that wrong. All you have to do is be able to draw naked women, and they fucked that up. So I haven't read this because it's polybagged and I'm a nerd for horror stuff. This, I believe, and I suspect that you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, is the first appearance of Jason Voorhees in comics.
Yes, it is.
So this is like one of Topsy's better things that they basically gave Jack Kirby work towards the end of his life.
What's the end of me? I'm pretty sure that issue.
Go on, Carl.
I'm pretty sure that's Kirby's last work right there.
It might be. I'm not opening this because it's polybagged, but
there's either 4 or 6 issues, but I'm pretty sure Satan 6, the final issue, is the last thing Kirby's credited.
Oh, that's interesting. I've got all those.
Because there's also the Captain Glory and the Bombast.
Yeah,
and
Victory. Those were the early ones. Satan 6.
Is that Satan 6?
Yeah,
that is Satan 6, number 4 of 4. So this is the final issue of Satan 6.
That is like the last thing Kirby did.
Wow. Okay, then I'm definitely
not. The last thing. They've dug up old drawings and things like that. That's the last thing he sat down and specifically did. He did other doodles and stuff, but that's his last comic right there.
Wow. Okay. Then double history. Who would have thought that this would be the nexus of Jack Kirby and Jason Voorhees? There you go. Bit of history, ladies.
I mean, he got too shaky to keep going. He gave up. He was like, they had him slated for 2 more books. Thibodeau talks about this and a lot of things, but he got through the Satan 6 series and just couldn't go anymore and needed to take a break. Well, he never came back.
Less high class than Jack Kirby's last work. The Adam Hughes cover for Liberty Meadows.
Yeah.
So, wow. I'm an idiot. Like, Adam Hughes cover, Brandy. That's it. I've got no shame. Well, I'm here. Right? That tells you how much shame I've got.
Wasn't Liberty Meadows Frank Cho's thing?
Frank Cho.
Yeah, he just did a cover. Okay. This was like the Image run. This is before they started doing new material, so it's still being serialized from the newspaper stuff. Signed Sergio.
Mark, does that look familiar?
Yeah, I've got one of those signed, I think.
Yeah, you do.
Wow.
Where'd you get it?
I got it from some bloke in Indianapolis.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Timely. This, like, I can't recommend Carl Baker's stuff enough at all, but Special Forces is basically the deployment of terrible people by the US in Iraq. But I've been picking up some stuff for a person I'm hanging out with who basically needs an education in comics because all she knows about is Teen Titans. Sorry, Miriam, don't hurt me when I see you in person. But yeah, Special Forces is just awesome. Also, this back cover, the camera doesn't really pick up the colors, but it's really vibrant. This is an awesome.
Go back
little...
to that Sergio real quick.
Sure.
Do you got the little certificate of authenticity in there? It's a little brown certificate. If it's sealed, you got it. If it's not sealed, there's a little brown certificate of authenticity in there.
No, it's still sealed, so I guess.
Yeah, there's a little brown certificate of authenticity in there.
It's probably inside it, but to be honest,
I'm going to tell you guys something about this that is going to blow your minds. They did signings. That was one. They did signings in like 1994. With that issue, they had Stan Lee on, they had Joe Simon on, and some other ones. That was Ken Golden on the Home Shopping Network, and Argonez was actually on a Home Shopping Network signing those while they were getting ready.
Wow, that dude, bless him.
Stan Lee was on a show, and they were peddling them out for like $5 plus $5 shipping or whatever. $10 all in for them.
Well, I paid £1 for it. So
and they were, well, that's insanely good.
I have a Sergio fact. Do you know who taught Sergio Aragonés pantomime in Peru?
Barry Humphries.
In Peru.
No, one of the old guys. What was it?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yes, it is an old guy.
It wasn't Keaton. It was
Halendro Jodorowsky.
Their version of Buster Keaton, though, right?
It was Halendro Jodorowsky, Kyle.
Yeah.
As in El Topo, the Holy Mountain,
okay,
White Llama, the Borgias, the Incal, one of the great, the best comic writer alive.
He was going to be my
no
next guest.
takebacks, no arguments. I'm not interested.
There you go.
Right.
How many movies has he directed? 1 million, right?
Yeah, literally 1 million. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for the Incal?
No.
The trailer is literally just Jodorowsky explaining that he's not going to make the movie of the Incal because he will not live long enough to see it. And that's it. It's amazing. And it sounds really depressing, but like everything Jodo says, it's incredibly uplifting and heartbreaking and enlightening. So yeah, that's my takeaway. Go watch a trailer for the Incal. I don't know if it's going to actually happen, but that was a trailer that happened. Moving on swiftly, because literally, smoke, right? This is a cute little one-shot, Drawing into Nightmares. It's a 3-story one-shot by Dark Horse. First story, Cal McDonald, by, again, Ben Temple-Smith. So that's pretty cool. Second story is, I don't know if you guys have seen the covers that Eric's been putting up, actually. But here's a little Goon short story. Can never go wrong with the Goon. And then finally, as you may have noticed if you saw the advert facing the first story page, a little bit of Buffy. A little bit of Buffy. So the story is that apparently Dolly Parton, who funded part of Buffy, is talking about rebooting the thing, which is intriguing. This is so I think quite a lot of us have probably fallen out with Bendis's writing just because there's been so much superhero stuff. Like all the Avengers books, all the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Legion, and blah, blah, blah. But Torso was produced a very long time ago and is proof that when Bendis has one story and it's just one focal critical path to get from A to B, and he's not mucking about and he's not padding, this guy's really, really good. Like, and you see the last of that kind of writing on his run on Daredevil with Alex Maleev. But man, this is great. Like, it's a double-sized issue, and it starts off the story of America's first serial killer at the same time that Elliot Ness is sworn in to be the head honcho of the police in Cleveland,
Oh, I
Ohio.
need to see that. That
Man,
sounds
this is fucking really good shit.
Is that
He draws it as well.
is that not
So
a
this is
Holmes?
kind of, if you've read his Jinx or his
Is that not
Goldfish
a-
or his Fortune and Glory stuff, he's just a really good storyteller. You kind of almost want him to go, mate, can you put the spandex down for half a decade and just do stuff like this when you tell complete stories? Because it's really cool. So I've already talked about this book before on the show, but I picked up a physical copy because I had plans of doing readings of it. The Naked Artist by Brian Talbot, which is not what you think it is, Kyle. Calm down and put your clothes back on. It is a collection of anecdotes by various comic book artists that told by Brian Talbot, various behind-the-scenes stuff about Hunt Emerson signing ladies' breasticles at conventions, various publishers who've been drawn on because they were that obscenely rude to people. It's just a really good collection of anecdotes. I highly recommend it. At some point, I'm planning on doing readings from this, unless Brian tells me not to. And we finish on, well, a couple of things. The Sex Criminals variant cover, because I like sex criminals and I like having issues to give away to people who don't know what it is. Because it's one of those really good comics that you can just give to people who don't know the great convoluted history of comics. And just say, what happens, right, is that when some people orgasm, they can stop time. And then they go and commit crime because they have all the time in the world, just run about it until it wears off. And then it turns all Bonnie and Clyde, and also there's lots of silly jokes. And the letters page is genuinely a sex therapy forum.
Hey, Neville, put
Yes,
that
darling.
on my pile. Stack it for me.
You take this, sex criminals, over my cold, dead porn hands.
Cold dead porn hands. Yeah, porn hands.
Nearly finished, I promise. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Because I hadn't read a new DC comic in a while. I was like, I wonder what superhero comics are like now. It's really fun. Like, it's because I worry about this stuff being convoluted, but it's actually like just sets up the characters if you've never met them before, sets up why in the world would this be happening. And like, dude draws a really good Godzilla, man. It's not really a spoiler comic. This isn't like telling you that Ozymandias did it in Watchmen or anything. This is just like the last page. And it's like such pathos. It's like a... 46 years old, and I just did an impression of Godzilla on a podcast about comics. It's one of my life. And finally, so I needed something to read on the train home. The issue of Speakeasy, which drew me in with its lurid depictions of covers, and has a Brendan McCarthy image here. I'm always a sucker for a bit of Brendo. But what's fascinating about it, and I'll probably go into this in a bit more depth when we've got more time, is it has got the infamous argument between Gary Groff and Grant Morrison about the upcoming, what's it called, Eros comics. It's also got a big let's see if I can do this without getting us demonetized. It's got a really big interview with Melinda Gebbie about the upcoming Lost Girls project, which was being serialized in Taboo at the time. That's as much as I can show you without, demonetization.
Don't worry about demonetizing us. We're a long way from being monetized, mate.
Well, yeah, but then there's a back catalogue, right? There's also quite a good article on Darkman. So yeah, that was quite cool. Okay, I'll get the double page spread out for you specifically, Mark.
Yeah, don't worry. We've had Kyle shaving his nose.
Oh, actually, Chuck Steph, you'll be interested in this. There's quite a good retrospective of girls' comics here as well, in an article called Boys Don't Cry, written by Stan Nichols. So that's worth tracking down as well. Because, like, weirdly enough, for considering how significant a part of the market that girls' comics were in the UK, they're very rarely acknowledged at all.
No.
If it wasn't for Pat Mills talking about the fact that, like, it was much tougher writing for girls' comics.
No, I have
harsher. Right?
No, I have to tell you, there are lots of collectors out there for UK girls comics. They're actually quite.
Are we talking like Judy?
Yeah.
Judy, Misty, Spellbound, all that stuff. Yeah. It's like there's very few people who actually like write about it and keep that stuff alive. If it's not for Pat Mills talking about it, it tends not to get mentioned, which I find really abstract and weird. Last thing, I have to give a shout out to Steve Pachalis, Friends of Mega City Comics, because he saw me just as I was leaving the mart, and he said, actually, no, we don't care about being demonetized. He said, Nev, you'll like this. I was like, what would this be? A copy of Horrors Onto Action. Sort of a combination of Maximum Rock and Roll, the great All Sniffing Glue, and a porn fanzine. I was like, thanks, Steve.
Neville, where did you get that?
I'm telling you, at the comic mart. I was literally just leaving, and Steve Pacharis, you'll know him, big, tall, bald man with glasses, normally hanging out with Andy Williams of X Mega City, just went, you'll like that? And I went, oh, okay. How are you?
Do you know where Steve got that? Do you know where Steve got that?
No, I don't know where he got it.
I bought it off the rack in Chicago.
I'm trying to find you.
I sent that to Steve like 5 years ago.
Right?
That came from Kyle, Nevs. You're not listening. It came
I
from
sent
Kyle.
that to Steve 5 years ago. I bought that off the rack in Chicago.
Okay.
And he gave it
so
to
I
the
have
guy
your
who gave it to
second-hand
you.
porn.
I gave that to
Third
Steve
hand.
like 5 or 6 years ago. Steve gave that to you.
So that belonged to Kyle. That's why the page
that book has 3 owners. I bought that off the rack in Chicago.
So that's
I
why
sent
the
it to
pages
Steve. Steve passed it on to you.
You have to bomb your flat from space now.
I have been begging Steve to come on here since we started this. Steve is why I know everybody here almost. Steve, except for Bill, Steve is why I know everybody here.
So to recap, I have this because he passed it on to Steve, so therefore I have at least 3 degrees of separation from you via porn.
Off the rack in Chicago.
And on that bombshell,
when that came out,
I'm out.
I bought it off the rack.
Yeah.
I love Steve. If Steve would come on here. Hey,
guys,
here's a good one for you, Neville. See that sign you talked about behind Mark?
Yeah.
Do you know why he still has that?
Because it's a good clue to let the people know what this show's about when it's not explaining the provenance of porn. I don't fucking know, Kyle.
Mark took that to his first mart and forgot about it.
I did.
And Steve found it and called me and said, "Hey, your buddy left this." And Steve and oh, it wasn't Mike Teague. It was
the guy who does the art, draws the art.
John Bishop held that for him.
Yeah. Oh, John's involved with this as well.
Yeah, John held that for him, but Steve's the one that found it. Steve found it and called me and said, "Hey, man, your mate left his thing here." And he said, "We're going to keep hold of it." And John put it in his trunk. But Steve's fingerprints are all over this show. I love Steve.
Must have been a better way of putting that.
I love Steve with all my heart. Steve, if you're watching this, fucker, get on this show. He does not want to be on the show. I love that man.
No
I
one's watching
absolutely
it,
love Steve.
Okay, well, I'll give you a hook. Get him on when there's a satanic flea market coming on, or a Leytonstone comic gutter lizards fair coming on.
Steve is why I have my Mick Jones.
They sound like words I'm just throwing out of my brain, but actually, this is real stuff. I'm not just having a bout of.
Sorry, what's that? Leytonstone Vampire Collective.
I love Steve Pulcheris. I love that you have that book. You have that up, and I'm like, how the fuck do you have that book? That's a small Chicago magazine. So I was like, all right, he got that from Steve. But
Okay,
yeah, Steve is why I'm here.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, I'm out. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the mortification. Live on air, gentlemen. As ever, it's been memorable.
We have missed you so much.
Nevs.
Oh, do you know? You can certainly hit me tonight, Bill.
Nev, you can tonight. You can sniff that comic and see if you can smell.
I can see if I can inhale the DNA of Kyle.
Yeah, there you go.
Christ.
There you go.
Always
Oh
memorable,
my God.
gentlemen. I'm gonna go before my laptop.
Hey, before you go,
Neville,
sure.
I wanted you to see my stuff.
Neville, before you go,
I want you to see my stuff.
Before we go to Bill, and before you go, Neville,
I didn't mean
I
it like
also
that.
talked to David Hathaway Price yesterday, and I'm probably
Oh,
going to
yeah.
get him on the show this week. David's
Okay.
our editor from Fanscene. Again,
I know David.
David and Steve is why I know Nevs. So
Almost biblically at this point, I feel like we've
Almost
almost been
biblically.
intimate with each other via such a strange transmission, a
But-
transatlantic transmission.
I'm gonna coax David onto the show, and David puts out Fanscene, and you guys should see that. Neville's got work in there. I've got work in there.
I've seen too much.
Mhm.
I've seen too much.
Mhm.
As always, gentlemen, it's been a show.
This smile is going to take a week to wipe off my face after knowing Steve gave him that book. That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Oh,
All right. Hey, Bill, we're ready for you, but I'm going to hit you with trivia before you show comic books.
Okay.
Neil Adams' first professional
showing the
comic
books,
work
Bill?
in 1959 was
Atomic
Fly.
Man.
Neil Adams' first professional, not his creation. Neil Adams' first professional comic book work in 1959 was.
I don't know.
You really don't know. His first professional, not his superhero, Mark. Not
Oh,
a
Dr.
superhero.
Kildare?
First professional. Well, he did kill their strips, but his first professional comic book work, Archie's Joke Book Magazine,
I didn't know that.
42, 43, and 44. His fourth professional comic work and first professional comic book work on a superhero was a little inking he did for Joe Simon on what superhero?
Wasp Man.
Nearly.
The Fly.
The Fly.
The Fly.
Yep. You wrote the goddamn book on the man.
I know, man. I know. Well, I learned a lot on this show, even shit that I'm supposed to know already. But okay, so this Sunday is the Super Bowl. And what comic book do you think I would show in relationship to the Super Bowl?
Dazzler number one.
Dun-dun-dun. You're right.
I was right.
Believe it or not, I have got that comic.
This comic sells really well this week and this week alone.
I bet it does.
Every year. Yeah. We've got one copy of it, and it's about as minty as you can get.
How much are you charging for it, Bill?
I think we're putting like $15 on it, something like that.
Okay.
But
The rest of you can't give it away.
It's probably I bet you guys can't give them away over there.
I got it for a quid, I think.
Yeah.
Did you buy it off me? Because I sold one of them.
It might have
For
been.
all
Maybe
you
I got it off
speculators,
you.
you have 4 days. 4 days before the Deadpool 3 trailer comes out and they show Taylor Swift as Dazzler.
I've
You have
already
4 days to stop.
We have her first. Did you know about that? Do you think that's going to happen?
Why would she be at that ball game after Reynolds and Sean Levy and
But
Hugh
she might
Jackman
be-
left
might
the
be just-
post-production meeting?
Right, she might
No,
just be
you
playing
got it.
herself, though, Kyle.
You got it so wrong. You got it so wrong. Hugh Jackman as Dazzler, Taylor Swift as Wolverine.
There you go.
You
They
go wrong
can't
there.
cover that one up. Hey, I showed that last week.
This one?
Well, no, I showed issue 3 last
But
week.
what is the big deal about her being Dazzler? Who cares? I don't care who plays Dazzler. What's the big deal? If it's some
That'll
pop
cause
star
the
does it? Who
speculation of
cares?
those books to go
All my
nuts.
Dazzler books will go up in value because of the 20
They
billion.
will just go
Taylor Swift
nuts.
These are
Classic.
nice. These are very nice because they're nice condition.
Really
as well.
nice.
Yeah,
grade.
yeah,
I've
and
got
they-
that.
All right.
Spines are in
Not
good
that
shape.
grade. That is a
Any
super grade.
any Daredevil people impress the shit out of me. Hold on, hold that last one up. What issue of Daredevil is that?
Well, it's the owl. So
But it's still the yellow costume. Probably issue
yeah, so it's really early. Is it 4 or 5? 3.
3.
I'll say 2.
3.
I just gave that to my grandnephew. That's issue 3. 4 is the first appearance of Purple Man. That's the first appearance of the owl.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't got that.
That
what's
is
number
the
6?
first
The first
appearance of Gorgon.
of?
It's
Rebranded.
number 33.
No. Daredevil
Marvel.
6. What's it the first appearance of?
36 is the first appearance of Medusa. In Fantastic Four.
Yeah, in Fantastic Four. Yeah.
The first appearance of Medusa's in 36. Gorgon pops up in 45. That's from Gorgon's first appearance. Or
Right.
44.
Back to
Gorgon
Daredevil
pops.
you're talking about. What is the first appearance in Daredevil 6?
Who's the first appearance in Daredevil 6?
Can anyone hear me on this show or what? I keep
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
talking and no one ever
No.
ever fucking replies or stops to listen to what I say.
Is
Well,
It makes me
that
wonder
purple?
how
I thought
bad
7
my
was
phone is.
Stilt Man.
Yeah,
Purple Man?
7 Stilt Man. Who's 6?
Mr.
Purple
Fear.
Man?
Purple Man's 4.
Mr. Fear. Oh.
Mr. Fear. Deathstalker.
Why is everything backwards? It's normally not backwards.
No, you're
No,
not.
this is not backwards.
You need to mirror your camera.
You're not backwards, mate.
You're not
Oh,
backwards
okay.
on our screens.
But you need to go into settings and hit camera and hit mirror my camera.
Oh, that's nice. Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulgy.
That is nice.
That is nice, isn't it?
Hey, you guys want to have a Battle of the Bulge? I'll stand up.
You cracked Joe up big time.
What number is that?
118.
If we're talking beer guts, I concede the win to Mark.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't got that.
You want me to put it in
You
your
haven't,
file?
you haven't sent me my comics yet, so you can add that to my stack, Bill.
Yes, I will. I have another one coming up. Where's that one? Grab that just to make sure. Yeah, thanks.
All right, here we go. Oh no, that's
I
not the
do
one I
have
thought it
that
was.
one. I bought it yesterday.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a big one.
These are
You're
really
in the
nice.
timeline. What issue number is that?
This is number 90. Pretty early in the run.
Second appearance of Peacemaker?
80.
I'm pretty sure it's 88 or 89. I thought 89 was the first appearance of Peacemaker.
Now I'm gonna have to look inside
I'm
the issue.
pretty sure it's either 87 or 89 is his first appearance. But Peacemaker's in that book.
Okay, I didn't realize that. This is
Yeah,
number
Peacemaker's
96.
in that book. But the cover that Darren showed is the cover that the first appearance of Judo Master is in, or the said Judo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The cover he showed is there's a 4-color. I've got that one. Del 4-color. The cover on that book is from the first appearance of
Nice.
Peacemaker.
Nice. I'm not sure. I collect Marvel Team Up. I'm not sure I got that one.
Who did that cover? And the Hulk should be a dead giveaway.
It's Starlin.
Yep. There
Yep.
should be an STA right down there. Jim Starlin cover. That was one of Starlin's first Marvel works.
So here's some really nice ones. There's some duplicates in here though.
I need to talk to Tom and see if I can get Starlin on here.
Oh,
That's a cracker.
Very nice. What number's that?
That's number 119.
Very nice.
What appearance of the
Nice
Falcon?
Third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's still
Yeah.
in that green costume.
I've
even
got-
though his bird was
Got
always
three
red.
three copies of this one, but for some reason they made her hair black and frizzy. I'm not sure why. It's typically brown.
What number is that?
That's 67.
67. So that's right after Project Pegasus.
She's mind controlled by Craven in that comic.
And then this is 69,
Great book.
which we have 2 copies of. And then this one,
There you go.
Yeah, nice. I have that.
and then this one, of course, is worth probably nothing, but
Love that.
Love it.
I've got that series.
I love it.
Colon.
Where was
Colon
Night Force?
Colon?
Where was Night Force's first appearance?
In a supplement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the supplement's in the middle, but where did they actually first appear?
Grey Nose.
I don't know, but I know I've got all 3 series of Night Force. Actually, is it 4 series? I've got all of them anyway.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an
Night,
issue you don't
Night
see
Force
very
is a
often, for
supplement. I'm
whatever
sitting here
reason.
thinking of Atari Force in the mini comics, but yeah, it's a supplement. Nice Gene Colan stuff in that Night Force.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Mystery and spicy.
I need 2 more to finish my Vigilante run.
Yeah, Teen Titans 21 sounds about right.
I'm not gonna. Well, this one will give you vertigo. Look at those dots.
What's that called?
Ben Day.
Dead.
Huh?
Ben Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go that far, I was just gonna say Dot Matrix, but you're going you're going even further.
You're up against Billy Field, man. Okay, so
Well, there we go.
I was
Right
gonna
up
say
my
Punch
alley
Even.
there.
That's gone right up Kyle's alley, mate.
yeah, what does that tell you?
They kept
We
wrong.
saw,
I love
we saw
all
that one
those.
earlier. I'm sure Kyle.
I
played
need
that
all
one.
those, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna try it in.
Yeah, and I love these. I love these Doctor Strange appearances in Marvel premiere.
Oh my God. Frank Brunner
Yeah, I've got that one. That's
at
nice.
his
Great one.
finest. But who did the artwork in that? He did 2 issues. He did 3 and 4.
I don't know.
Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh wow.
He's highlighted on number 3, but they don't mention him in number 4. 5, Brunner took over.
This one supposedly is hard to find. I don't know why, but
There's a shop in Texas that's got one.
do you have that one?
Oh, I haven't
Right.
got that one. You can put that in my. Put that. How much is it?
It's 15, but we'll talk.
Yeah.
I can bring it down.
Best little whorehouse in
Yeah.
Texas now that Bill's sitting in it. Kazar, astonishing.
Great
Tales.
cover. Great.
What issue number is that?
What?
What issue number is that?
16?
16. See if you got 12 in there.
I don't, because I then quickly go to Anthro.
I love Anthro.
I
How
love
we
Anthro.
post.
Anthro is a great series. If you've not
I've
read
got
that,
the book.
give it a read. It's well fun.
Yeah,
Fun
Gray got me
storyline.
onto Anthro.
Do you have this one, Mark?
Howard Post.
No, I don't.
art.
You can
Okay.
put that
Mark
one on my
file.
phone.
And these are kind of some interesting ones coming up that
So
you don't.
Western!
Comic book funded.
Oh, no, not those again.
Westerns. You stole them
Cool.
from me.
Yeah,
Neil
what's going
Adams-
on?
Neil
Darren
Adams
tends to have all
right
the Western
before
comics.
Jonah Hex came in.
Yeah.
Darren's got the best collection of Western comics in the UK.
Number 7, I've got about 20 copies of that.
There you
Oh,
go.
awesome.
Nice.
Devil Fly's got a production art to that Anthro, apparently.
Frank Thorne.
Nice
If anyone
stuff.
can hear me.
We can hear you.
We hear you, great.
Yeah.
We hear you. We are here. We are here.
Who is Devil Flyer?
Devil Flyer.
It's just another channel. He does his own comic as well. I think he's just funded his own comic. He's
Okay.
got a Kickstarter or something like that. Metal Men, cool.
Mort Kazar.
Yeah, I like it. I like Kazar. We call it Kazar.
Signed by Jack
Kazar.
Adams.
You know the significance of issue number
Rhymes
12
with
of that?
Bizarre.
You know the significance of issue number 12
Oh, I
of
love that
Astonishing
cover.
Tales?
I really
No.
do like that cover.
It's
I
the
love that
second
cover.
appearance of Man-Thing
Well, the whales are not
done by
hunted.
Neil Adams, and it's his first proper full origin.
In this one?
In 12, in Astonishing
12.
Tales 12.
Yeah, I've got 12. Yeah.
And then
It's the
Once
first
again,
proper
it's
Man-Thing.
Samurai Squirrel.
Samurai Squirrel.
Samurai Squirrel. Married with
Married with children.
Some of these are hilarious.
My favorite line from a TV show happened with that. I'm in the Marines. I come home.
This is actually based on the TV series.
Yeah, I've got those. Innovation. I've
Innovation.
got that one, yeah.
I come home from work after like a 12-hour work
Look at
day.
that
My
great Gil
feet are
Kane cover.
fucking bleeding. I just want to sit down and watch Married with Children, and my wife at the time just starts getting on my ass. And I just want to watch Married with Children, and my favorite TV line comes up, and Al walks in and Peg goes, honey, how was your day? And he said, it must not have been too good. I came home, didn't I? I laughed for a month after that. And every time my ex-wife would say, how was your day? I'd be like, it must not have been too good. I came home, didn't I?
Nice.
Now, these next two will.
Superpowers.
Some of the last stuff. Some of the last stuff Kirby did for DC.
Yeah.
Part of the reason the action figures line took off because they wanted to make those Mego action figures, and Mego said no, so they made them actually 3 3/4 inch.
Why on earth would anyone make a comic book adaptation of this?
That is one of the first Now comics. What British rock star was the bad guy in that?
Right here, Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
And even Sir Anthony Hopkins is in it.
They made it because they could get licensing, and it's just something to do. Oh, Fish Police, Mouse. Oh, I love that stuff. Bill Mouse.
Now, tell me what this is.
I don't even go into.
Right, that is a die-cut cover.
It's a fantastic.
It's the very first die-cut cover.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yes, the very first. Yeah, and it's wonderful.
It is wonderful, and it's not got any value at all.
No,
it's
but
like
the first die-cut cover. Yeah, and then
I didn't know it was the first die-cut cover.
Yes, it is. I found out today. And then
they take a die and they press it, and it cuts out part of it. It's called a die that presses it. That's why they call it die cut.
Right.
Yeah. So Greg was just asking why they call it die cut.
This has one of the earliest appearances of Panda Con by my good friend Dave Garcia.
And Colleen Doran there doing a Distant Soil. Tandy.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear a real fucked up story about Tandy?
Sure, why not?
Tandy.
This is Radio Shack, and they were owned by Tandy.
Tandy Electronics owned Radio Shack. Old man Tandy was an electrician and a computer guy when computers first started coming out. The guy made billions. When Radio Shack was at his peak, the guy made billions. Old man Tandy had one son. Now he's a Texan. Old man Tandy's a Texan. He's from down there by San Antonio.
No,
That's why you have those.
Fort Worth,
yeah.
Yeah.
So old man Tandy had one son. And I can never remember old man Tandy's name. I always call him old man Tandy. He had one son.
Randy Tandy.
I was going to say Randy Tandy.
His son married a girl from Greenwood, Indiana, which is right next to the small town I grew up in. And he became a lawyer, and he wanted no part of all the Tandy money. He wanted to make his own niche in life.
Good for him.
And he really settled down, and he didn't want any part of the money. And he had a couple of kids. Well, his oldest daughter, Shannon Tandy, was a year younger than me in an adjacent high school, and I damn near married her. She was working in a retail shop store in a return center, making minimum wage. And at 21, she inherited Tandy Electronics and became worth $2 billion overnight because her dad wanted no part of the money. He was set in his ways to do his own thing. And she became worth $2 billion. And she's one of the few billionaires I stay in touch with because I never liked her for family
One of
money
the
because
few
her dad had
billionaires you
money.
stay in touch with. How many?
Her dad had
Oh, I
money.
think you slipped
But
up there, mate.
I've known Shannon since she was a kid because she used to date my cousin, and we dated for a little bit.
Mark.
And I could have married a billionaire, but the person who
One of the
owns
few billionaires I still stay in contact with.
but
Yeah.
Shannon,
I won't take your call, Bill Gates.
Shannon,
Get out of here, Bill Gates.
Shannon,
She
Shannon.
was just one of the few billionaires I dated.
I know 3 billionaires right now. I know 3 billionaires. But
Well, I
Shannon,
can beat that, Kyle. I can beat that hands down.
yeah,
I know every one of you in this channel, and you're all priceless.
there you go.
Oh,
But Shannon's, I mean, she's in her mid.
Cheers to
Shannon's in her
that.
mid
We love you,
50s now.
Darren. Man.
But she keeps time from Fort Worth. She's got a
I
place
had
in Fort Worth,
millionaires
and she got a
cheesecake
place
one.
here in town. And she just keeps it all quiet, but she's just walking around with $1 billion sticking out her butt. She didn't change. She really didn't change.
Except
But
now
she
she has
became a
$100 million.
billionaire.
Has $1 billion sticking out of
And
her
if I can think about it,
I need $1 billion spending on my butt.
I'll show you guys a picture of her soon. Like when I get up my pictures, I'll pull out a picture of her.
Okay.
But like when my wife gives me guff, I'm like, yeah, I could have married into billions there. But
He's back for round 2.
they
Awesome.
flushed by the time Radio Shack folded and all that stuff.
Is that the
She
first?
made all her money and got out of it. Brigadoon. Brigadoon.
You know what you sounded like when you said that? You sounded like Jamie from Doctor Who.
Somebody sing the Brigadoon theme song for me. Sing it with me.
Is this Tandy's money you're talking about?
I know every word to the title track to Brigadoon.
Yeah, that's
somebody
Tandy,
sing it with me.
That's
Tandy, whatever her name was. Randy Tandy and Candy Tandy.
Tandy.
Shannon Tandy.
There was an old man named Tandy.
Tandy.
He often got quite randy.
It's probably buried in a box somewhere out here. I don't save many pictures of old friends, but
nice pickups here, Gray. Did you get all these at the London Comic Mart?
Yeah, it's like I had some money from my dad for Christmas, and I also got one from one of my Facebook mates.
Was that from Darren?
So
was that had one of Darren's stickers on it, didn't it? No? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I
Q&S.
reused the bag.
She got out of it long before then. That's the part of the story I was saying. She got out of it. She took the money and ran, passed on all the stuff.
And nobody
folded long after she let go of it, but she was worth like $2 billion when it was all said and done.
This is an artist rendition of Candy Tandy and Kyle back when they knew each other.
I don't mind telling tales now because we're in a tiny little show and so far out of the loop, and it's not going to affect her life, and nobody's going to go bother her.
Nice.
World's finest.
But if people wonder why people like me,
key.
it's because I could give a shit less if they're billionaires. I don't ever ask anything from them.
Everyone recognizes it.
That's what Steve Jobs told me about you.
Never met him.
Big body.
I think I met him once. It's kind of weird.
The first appearance of Big Barda.
Oh wow!
I've never heard of Big Barda.
Big Barda? What? She's the wife of Miracle Man.
I've never heard of Miracle Man.
Nobody confused with Carl.
I mean, not Miracle Man.
I'm sorry, those definitely Splat Comics stickers.
Yeah, those are Splat Comics
stickers.
Here's an easy one. Bill, don't answer this yet. I'm going to see if Mark knows this. Hey, Mark, who is Mr. Miracle based on?
My comics in the bottom.
Who is Mr. Miracle based on? Charlie Chaplin.
Jim Steranko.
Oh, you didn't let me answer.
Yeah, I knew Bill would know.
Who?
Steranko.
Jim Steranko.
Jim Steranko was an escape artist before he was a comic artist.
Oh, was he? Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know
They
that.
literally based him on. He
Yes.
literally based him on.
Yes.
Jim
That's a
Steranko.
cool one.
How weird is
Very
that?
cool.
I know. Look at Mark. He's dying.
But I knew Bill would be able to pop that one right out. That's why I said this is just for Mark. I knew Bill would know that one right off.
He goes, Bill, this is almost as tedious as when I was chained to working Ferris wheel. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know what to say to that. Black Hawk down. Wait, what?
Gray likes a bit of Black Hawk.
They start after the brush. They are crazy. Such silly stories. I love it. It's after the better when it comes to old.
That's a nice cover.
That's a bit pricey for you, Gray.
Again, more trivia. Who created Black Hawk?
I think it was in a half press bin. I can't remember now. It might not have been. I can't remember now. But it was when I needed for my run. So
See if you remember
done.
previous guest. Who created Black Hawk?
JMD Mateus.
No.
£6. Jesus Christ.
1941. Who created Black Hawk?
I have no idea. Oh, Jack Cole. No, not Jack Cole. I have no idea.
Charles Cadera. With help from Will Eisner.
Okay.
Which is what Orzakowski showed his first appearance and signed by.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
this one's a double because I already had this, but I got a corner missing. But I enjoyed this one so much. I've got a better copy of it.
I would have bought that as well. Yeah.
Backlash.
Is a good run.
It's
and I finished
it's
off this
dressing
one.
gown day.
I finished off.
Have you seen? Wait, look at Kyle.
Ugh.
Batlash showed up in.
Finished your Supergirl run.
Yeah.
Finished it.
Was that a really short run, like 4 or 5 or 6 issues? Or
You didn't pay 56 quid for it, though, did you?
9.
That's not bad.
Oh,
look at that.
That one. You don't see it cheaper anywhere else.
Sorry,
Really.
Gray, did you negotiate
The
that
whole
down?
thing-
£56 to 9, or have you
as much as
recycled?
you would. It wasn't great. No, that's what they're asking. Probably that stall, that blinking guy. Is it Steve McQueen or something with a weird?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Paul McCartney.
He's Paul McCartney, whatever it is. Somebody will name
Paul
it.
McCartney.
Like, I've got one
Wait,
more
what?
to get for my volume 2 of Supergirl. One more for my volume 2 of Supergirl to get.
Oh, here's the fun piece of trivia. Who grew up down the street from Steve McQueen? Or who? Steve McQueen grew up down the street from whom?
Kyle.
Very close.
Kyle's dad.
They've been on the show. You're getting closer.
JMD
Mom.
Mateus.
My mom.
I got that
didn't know
right
that.
then.
I didn't know
He grew up 4 streets over from my
This-
mom.
this
He was
last
younger.
one-
He actually knew my aunt. He was younger than my mom. He graduated Beech Grove High School,
This
which
one I've got
both
in the
my
press
aunts
is
did. Nice. 101 other uses for a condom.
Yeah. Well, most of us
Brilliant.
don't need them anymore,
Yeah.
so
I've got
we
that
probably need
for
that book.
Yeah, the hospital I was born at was on 13th Street in Beech Grove, and Steve McQueen grew up on 9th Street in Beech Grove.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't say.
Yeah, but
He didn't
his
say.
time there was in between my mom and me. Like McQueen is between me and my mom's age, so she was out of high school before he started high school, and he left town before I was born.
Wow.
So, but I mean, it's literally a small hamlet.
Kyle's
Beech
real-
Grove at the time might have had
Kyle's real
300
dad is
people in
Steve
it.
McQueen.
Hey, while he was at Beech Grove High School, do you know who started a church right off of 9th and Bell Fountain?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Very close. Jim Jones.
Very close, actually.
Jim
was not my
Jones.
guess.
Jim Jones started his ministries here in Indianapolis in Beech Grove.
Oh my God.
One of his last
I don't know
churches
what the question
was
is referring
directly
to.
across the street from my grandma's house for like 30 years.
Wow.
There's a People's Temple directly across the street from my grandma's house for like 30 years. on 3rd Street.
Don't
But
do
again,
all that.
Peach Grove maybe only had 500 people in it.
I want to
It
show
had a major hospital, but
I
only
want
had
to
about.
show some comics purely to test Kyle's. He said he was awake.
Okay.
Therefore, I want to
Let's
test
go.
Kyle's. I want to test Kyle's.
Let's
knowledge.
go, Marky.
Okay. So I want to know, Kyle.
Oh my God! Hold on. Put up Q&S's line there. Line of the fucking day, right there. Put up Q&S's last statement there. That is the funniest fucking thing.
That's
Oh
good.
my God.
That's good.
And that happened on my 12th birthday, by the way. November 18th, 1978 is when that happened in Guyana. Okay,
Kyle.
test my knowledge.
Okay, Kyle. So I'm going to show you some issues of Marvel Tales, and I want you to tell me where the original cover appeared.
Oh shit! This is cakewalk. Well, that's not Jesus.
Where's the original cover?
Crime Master Classic.
What's that a reprint of?
That's a
ASM
cover.
27.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
it's
ASM,
Ditko,
isn't it?
so
It's
it's got to be
early
like
ASM,
29 or 30.
It's
15.
ASM 26.
Missed it by 3 issues.
Okay, next up.
I said 27. I don't know
Yeah, you were closer.
Probably not.
Closer.
Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
next up.
Cool.
First appearance of the Looter.
Same thing. That's like 19, right?
36. You're not
36?
doing well,
I
Kyle.
thought that was earlier.
Okay, this is the next one. This is the Claws of the Cat. Ditko cover. What was the
I don't
original?
recognise that one at
ASM. I'll tell you, it was an ASM.
Yeah, they have to be ASM 1 to 38. I mean, there's that you only got 39 issues to choose
I don't
from
recognise
there.
that cover at all.
I don't even recognize. I mean, the lizard's coming in off the back of it, so that's probably in the 20s as well.
That doesn't look like an old one.
Some of these covers, they did new covers.
No, that's the scorpion, dude, not the lizard.
Oh, so that's a new
I can't
cover to
even see
one?
it.
Is it
I
the
think
first
that's the new
appearance of
cover, but
Scorpion?
the original cover was called Claws of the Cat.
Is it the first appearance of the
It's not
Scorpion?
Black Cat.
No, it's not the first appearance of Scorpion.
No.
Well, 13.
30.
That's
30.
a horrible cover.
Right, this next one I'm going to have to
I didn't
cover
like
up.
that cover
It
at
actually
all.
says on it. It says on it which issue it is. This is the first ever reprint of this one.
$29.
Oh, you've scored one. You've scored one. Well done, Kyle. Right, this one is a slight distraction. So this is an ASM reprint.
John Romita, though.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Oh,
It's the second annual cover
Yes, Bill.
by
Bill
Steve
gets the
Ditko.
point. Correct. Well done, Bill.
Thank you. I own it. That's why I know it.
And finally,
oh, well, that's a classic. That's 28.
correct, Kyle. Well done. You got. You
28.
did better
Yeah,
at the
isn't
end
that a
there.
great cover?
That's a classic.
Yeah.
There you go.
That
Nice
was
job,
painfully
Kyle.
obvious. But I mean, you have to realize
That
I
was been
spent years
retried
giving
for that
away
cover,
my
wasn't it?
Spider-Man, and then the
Another
kids
time
went,
you
"I
look
want
Robot
Spider-Man,"
Man.
so now I have to
Or Molten Man.
familiarize with Spider-Man.
Well done, Bill. Well done, Kyle.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Well done, Gray. Well done, Talk
Right.
Death.
Well done,
It's time
Mark.
for Bill's mate.
Top Steph did not score highly on that round. I've only known one of those covers, which was the Molten Man one. I only sort of know the covers once I buy them in, and it's
Right.
so hard to get
I mean,
early Spider-Man.
if you get that if you get the original in any sort of decent condition, it goes for a big amount of money.
I
Oh,
have
excuse me.
had at
That's
least
probably one of the
maybe
biggest
two
books
of
for
those.
Marvel chipping there is.
Yeah,
Hold on a
exactly.
second. Let me get
I've got a copy, but it's in really poor shape. And every time you see it,
that is right before they upgraded the printers. They upgraded the printers in 68, 69. But yeah, it's not as bad as the marble chipping of the 50s. But as far as 60s go, that was the worst marble chip book that you will ever find. In the 50s, they're horrible with it. But again, it's all printing techniques, because Marvel Atlas in the 50s used the same printing techniques that Charlton did, which is why the books just don't survive. They put it on better paper, better quality paper. There you go, Gray.
Oh yeah, nice one.
There you go. That's a
do
beauty.
like that one.
Where did you get that from, mate?
First Rhinoceros.
We're selling it.
Nice one. I've
How
had
much
that
you
one.
selling it for?
We have it on the
I've
wall.
got that one. Where crawls the lizard?
Lizardo.
This is very important.
Yeah, that's a cracker.
That's a beauty.
I thought you were going to show that when you were showing the Marvel Tales.
That's nice.
Mm.
Those are our best Spider-Man that we have. We also have a Golden Records reprint of #1.
Yep, I've had that before. I had the Golden Records reprint with the record of 1 and Fantastic Four 1. Let them both go. Long time ago. I think for $20 each, but it was in the 80s, so it doesn't really matter.
Did you get any new hauls this week, Darren?
No, I've had no contact with anyone. There is a collection floating about there, but I don't think you'll bite on it. But I've still got a couple of bits if you want me to show a few more from other stuff. There's some cool stuff I've got sitting here that the American guys might be fascinated by. So there's that there was this Spider-Man Weekly in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's a really long set. So here's trivia, right? English guys, no answering yet because I think you'll nail it. What was the final issue number of the first series of Spider-Man Weekly? Forget all the name changes, but that run had sequential number. What was the final number?
169.
No.
Sounds weekly. So
open to the English.
Probably, I'll say
Amazing Spider-Man Weekly ran quite a long time. I'm going to go. And does this include when it combines with other things? Because it do combine with something.
There is a point at which it ended and restarted on a new series with a #1. So I'm looking for the final number before it became a #1 of something else.
I don't know.
I think the oldest one I've seen is 160.
I'm gonna guess 197.
Gray, what do you want to go for?
I already said 952.
Right, you're all a million miles off. A million miles off.
Are they going to thousands or?
It goes up to number 666.
Wow.
Oh right, okay. I was
and
close.
It went through so many different mergers, name changes, and everything along the way. And I've got here that I hope this is going to be interesting. This was one of the lamest rebrandings. So this was the first of the final rebranding. So that's number 651 in
Spidey Super Stories.
Where does it say 600? Oh yeah, 651. Look at that.
Wow.
651.
Now I'm going to show you what happened to this comic.
I was only 300 out, while you guys were all 400, 500 out.
Let me show you how they treated Spidey for the final issues.
Oh my goodness.
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes, Adamant, Indy, and James Bond.
Look at that.
And he's got spooge on his crotch.
On the
That's
back cover.
Of course, you made
the last one.
You made the police officer laugh at that one.
So this is inside. This is a Spider-Man comic. Look, there's the
Adam
first
Man.
Spider-Man thing.
All right,
Oh, that's
you
not-
Brits
that's
ought to
not
know
even the
this.
80s Adamant. That's Adamant. Oh,
What's Adamant's real
was
name?
it the TV show Adamant?
Oh, damn it. I heard that a week ago and I've forgotten it already.
Shit.
Adamant, yes, but Adamant the singer, what's his name? What's his
I don't
name?
know.
Something over there. I can't
Tony.
remember.
Stuart Leslie Goddard.
That's it,
I
yeah.
remember. Is it Mark? Something
I
like that?
love that guy, even though he's a
Is
straight
he?
X.
Yeah.
He's coming to San Antonio.
Even though he's a straight
Bullets
X, I
action
love him.
inside.
Hey, you guys want to hear another stupid, funny sex story? Which again, somewhere I can pull out pictures.
No,
I love that. I love for me right now. Mark's face is covered up by the StreamYard
Yeah.
doc. I wish I could see his reaction to what you just said.
1984, Adamant came and played here in town.
I didn't even
1984, Adamant came here and played in town. It wasn't reserved seating, so we had to run in and get seats. I sat third row, front
What
and
is
center.
okay? Wait. What is that sound effect? Bring it back for a second, Darren. What was that sound effect?
Walk!
Whoa!
So
What?
I'm sitting third row, slightly off to the right side, which is stage left, near the center. 18,000 people could fill this venue, and only like 6,000 showed up. So there's a crowd of about 5,000 or 6,000 people watching Adamant jump into a little pool of water in his little leather briefs. I'm there with another buddy of mine. We counted 3 other guys at this whole concert. There are thousands of women at this concert. I had sex in the third row of this concert in front of 6,000 people.
Well,
With a
thank
girl
you
named
for-
Annette
thank-
fucking
thank you
Fody.
for that, Kyle.
Annette fucking Fody. I still remember her name.
I think you're gonna kill
Adamant
Mark.
is singing,
I think
and his
Mark's
chick
gonna
is
die
bouncing on
right
my
on
lap,
screen.
bouncing on my lap like everybody's going to Dallas. Everybody's going to. That's an old joke there, but I am getting it on in the middle of a goddamn Adamant concert, just going at it, having a fucking blast. I love Adamant for that. So,
And then you realized it was a dude.
Was you her Prince
oh
Charlie?
my god, cute little blonde girl.
Kyle,
Really?
Kyle, was you able
Huh?
to stand and deliver?
I stood,
You watched
delivered,
her
stood
showing
up
up
on a
and
chair and took
What
a
the hell?
fucking bow. I kid you not. When I got done, I stood up on a
Were
chair,
you her Prince
looked
Charlie?
back at the rows cheering behind me, and took a fucking bow. Nobody saw anything because we had our bits tucked away. But I stood up, snapped my pants, and took a bow for the people clapping behind us.
That's amazing,
Because
Kyle.
they knew we were going at it. They just knew we were just going. Probably the most fun I've ever had at a concert.
Somewhere Kyle Jr. is out there going, Daddy, is that you?
I was conceived at an Adamant concert in 1984. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hands down, most fun I ever had at a concert.
These are truly awful.
They're really bad, aren't they?
They're so bad. Oh my God.
Well,
This is
they're
the second to
Oh,
last issue.
the
That is
end run
really
of Spidey
fantastically
Superstore.
bad.
Ewoks.
Considering
Oh
where this
my
came from, if you had number 1 up there, which is really great, and now we've got the Care Bears. And
These are right, the
Well,
final
they were
issue, right?
pushing Star Comics back then. Spidey
Issue
Superstore.
666, the final issue.
oh no.
Santa Claus the movie.
Who is this? Still Marvel UK?
Are you ready for the cool thing on the back cover?
Yeah.
Well, you've got an anagram of Satan
Well,
on
that's
666.
decent. The Goonies is a good film. I have no
Yeah.
problem with the Goonies.
Yeah, what have they done? What have they done to Spidey?
is that
Not even the
Marvel
first
UK?
strip.
Is
is
it
it?
No, go back to that. Go back to that back cover. Look, it's Thanos.
How many Oscar winners are in
No,
that
it's
picture?
Thanos. It's Thanos right
Hey,
there.
how
No,
many
it's
Oscar
Josh
winners are
Brolin.
in that picture?
Thanos.
Is Joaquin Phoenix in there?
No, he's not. That's Josh Brolin.
But yeah, there's Josh Brolin right there.
Thanos, aka
I've never watched that.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Sean Austin in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's Kiwi Kwan, who just won an Oscar.
Oh yeah,
That's not his name anymore.
What's he go by now?
He goes by his original Korean name.
I thought that was Kiwi Kwan.
Well, I think it's pronounced differently.
Yeah, it's like
I may be
Is that
wrong.
the guy
Kiwi
who's in
Kwan.
everything,
Kiwi
everywhere,
Kwan.
all
Okay,
at once?
okay. I thought you were saying Kiwi.
Well, it's
Like
there's-
he's
I'm from
Kiwi.
Indiana. It's Kiwi. It's
Right.
I
Kiwi
think his
Kwan.
real name is Passion Fruit Kwong.
There you go.
passion fruit. Kumquat.
Elvis Costello.
Kumquat Kwan.
Hey,
Kumquat Khan. Oh my
Spider-Man
God. Look
fans
at-
impressed the shit out of me. In Spider-Man Annual 14, when Purple Man takes over Spider-Man's mind, what does he make him?
So
What does he make
Joe
him?
Daddy Waddy. What the hell is that?
Shawaddy
Waddy
Waddy.
Waddy. What was it
Oh.
called? Sorry.
Is that the Fonz and
Adams.
Susie Quattro
Susie Adams.
No,
Yeah.
that
and
is
Gregory Adams?
the
Oh my
return of
God!
Susie Quattro. Is it the Fonz? Yeah. I think it
Hey,
is the Fonz.
look in there, Darren, and see what comic strips are in there.
But yeah, Purple Man made
Those are the fun.
Spider-Man swing off singing
Benny
all
Hill.
over his army by Elvis Costello.
The strips are just. Oh wow, what's going on here? Oh, that's just a loose staple, I think.
Dan Haggerty.
Pull out.
Dan Haggerty.
But then I'll pull
$6
out.
man.
Damn Dan Haggerty. Do you remember that show, Joe? Grizzly Adams? Of course, Joe remembers.
Man
The
from
man
Atlantis.
from Atlantis.
Which was a Marvel comic.
I used to dig that show as a kid.
Logan's
Logan's
Run,
Run.
also Marvel comic. Who played Logan in Logan's Run, the TV series?
Oh, York.
Michael. I remember his first name. Why
York?
am I blanking his last? Michael York.
Was it yours?
No, in the TV series.
I thought.
Oh.
In the TV. I don't remember.
Gregory Harrison,
Oh,
who
Hey.
became the
All right.
sidekick to Trapper John on the Trapper John MD.
here's some obscure thing for you. The guy that played Man from Atlantis played the foot of what
More
creature on
people.
South Park?
I have no idea.
Oh god damn it! I lost it when we were
There's
talking
Penny
about
Hill
other stuff.
appearing with the
Love Benny
Charlie's
Hill.
Angels.
But yeah, Patrick Duffy appears as the foot in what is the first season of South Park.
That's amazing.
That little the little thing they're trying to get down from a
Famous
mountain with
five.
stick and shoes.
Famous guy. What's
Oh,
the
here's
name
a
of the
good one.
dog?
ABBA.
Waterloo.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh wow! Who are those people?
Boney M.
Boney M.
Hang on, put that back. That guy at the top does look like Richard Ayoade.
A Yoda, yeah.
It's the hair that does it.
Put glasses on him, and that's exactly who he looks
Ayoade
like.
from the IT crew.
Oh yeah, that guy. That guy's great.
Yeah.
He played an alien in
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
in the Night Watch or whatever the watch.
That was a good one. Here's a good one of these for UK people.
Oh, there we go. Welcome and
Wise.
Wise. Sean
Bruce
Connery
Forsyth.
Oh, there's
and
Bruce.
Ian Forsyth. My
Kill
goodness.
Bruce bonus there.
Hey, if you come across an Are You Being Served comics,
Good
throw it
game,
on my
good
pile.
Good game. Good game.
Who is that?
That's
Bucks
Bucks Fizz.
Bucks
What do you
Fizz.
mean, who's that? They won a Eurovision Song Contest. Don't you know
Yeah,
anything?
They're the last British crew to win the Eurovision Song Contest.
What was their name?
Shaking
Bucks
Steve.
Bucks
Fizz.
Fizz.
Bucks Fizz. You Philistine.
Oh, here we go, boys. Look.
Adam Ant.
Good
Adam Ant.
Stuart Leslie Goddard.
Shoes, good two shoes.
That song's about himself. That's what's kind of
He
funny
was
about
good
that.
fun, Adam Ant.
Here's
Don't
some
drink,
famous
don't
figures.
smoke. What do you
Oh, I
do?
love that
Smell
one.
Windows
Oh
follow.
my God. Put that on the bill pile, please.
Is that
Yeah.
is that one in Super Mario Nation?
Yeah, Super Mario Nation. For crying out loud.
I look like Captain Scarlet today. Is it Thunderbird
No,
or
it
Captain
was
Scarlet?
Thunderbirds.
Ah, the $6 million
Mighty
man.
Major.
The
Hey,
Fall
buddy.
Guy.
The
Hey,
Fall
everybody,
Guy.
me, the fall guy.
Cool guy.
Oh, he's a cracking cover.
Never wanted to be Lee Majors. Danger
He's
Mouse.
also
Danger
Ashley
Mouse.
Dad in Evil Dead. Danger Mouse.
Oh, another absolute
Amazing.
cracker.
Danger
Mouse.
Mouse.
Madness.
Astounding.
They pulled right off the set of the Young Ones for
Our
that.
house in the middle of the street.
My house.
Cannon and Ball.
Right, so American guys, who are they
Cannonball.
called?
Yeah,
Don't read the cover.
It said
Cannon and
Cannon and
Ball.
Ball. I already said it. Ah, you know what's sad? How old is the
I
girl?
want candy.
How old is the girl in that picture?
Hold on a second.
I want
Hey,
candy.
hold that one back
Jeff.
up
Hold on a
again.
second. The guy on the right.
Candy. Huh?
That's Doctor
Who's
Who.
the guy on the right? Who's the guy on the right? Don't tell him,
Sean
Mark.
Pertwee.
Bill should know who the guy on the right is.
Is that Pertwee?
Yeah, Sean Pertwee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sean? Not
Yep.
John?
Not John Pertwee.
No, John.
Hey, how old is the
Wow.
girl in the left picture?
She was 16 at that time.
No idea.
14.
No, at that. Oh, she was 14.
I don't
14.
know if you-
Holy moly!
14.
Kyle knows he's going to tell us another of his sex stories now.
Annabella
Yeah, great.
Lewin. No,
Thank you, Mark.
that one makes me mad. That one makes me
As a matter
genuinely
of
mad.
fact, Mark, you're right.
Annabella
What is that?
Lewin should have never been in that band because they over
It was a
sexualized the
snowy night
goddamn
in
kid for that.
Indianapolis, and I heard a girl say, "I want candy," and
Adamant
oh,
again.
you're right, I'm out.
And the Fall Guy. I don't like Lee Majors. I like who the character was based on. I just
kind
don't
of
like
their
Lee
version of
Majors.
Tiger Beat, but it had comics in it. Yeah.
Tom
Top
Selleck,
two.
Chips.
Chips.
Chips. Burt Reynolds.
Bottom middle.
Tom Selleck.
Well,
Oh, Tom
Cannonball.
Selleck. That's
They've got
funny.
Cannonball again. You've got $6 million man thing, Steve Austin.
Teenagers.
And you have Pertwee again.
You've got
Okay.
Whistle Gummidge again,
and
and Danger Mouse. And
Da da
Darth
da 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 da
David Prowse.
da 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 da.
Right. So if you show these to Generation X, they won't have a clue who any of these people
No,
are.
fuck no.
Adamant was kind of
Yeah.
popular back then, though.
Yep, sure was.
I don't know. I don't know how Hal Needham wasn't more popular from all those.
Got goody
names.
two shoes on the jukebox here.
Oh, there you go. And that's a proper
Oh,
cover.
that's a good one. Oh my gosh. What? We're at the con.
They've got red uniforms on.
Yeah,
Must be from a film.
it's from Wrath of Khan. Oh, look at that.
you want to see the really cool back cover?
That's awesome. Oh,
Bill Bixby.
you won't like him when he's angry. Sorry.
The Americans won't know who the hell this is.
It's Big Daddy.
I have no
I
idea.
know it's not. It's Bad Manners. That's the blood vessel from Bad Manners.
No, it's
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Plus the blood vessel from Bad Manners. Look.
No, it's not. It's that's the blood vessel from Bad Manners.
Well, where's Big Daddy? I want Big Daddy.
Say it again, Mark.
Big
Say it
Daddy. I
again.
can't remember what it is.
Daddy is-
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's nice.
Share
Bet
it
you that's
up.
worth some money.
So that's the first one that's worth more than a quid.
Yeah, look up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Starfleet.
Starfleet.
It was
Starfleet? What was that?
Starfleet.
Starfleet.
That's gotta be-
Yeah,
that's
we've
gotta
got
be
to
like Jenny
know
Aniston,
that.
right?
Who did the music to Starfleet?
It's got to be Jerry Aniston.
ABBA.
Greyman, you have
Yeah,
to know the
come on,
answer to this
100.
question.
Who did the
What was
music?
the question?
to Starfleet.
Who did the music for the series called Starfleet?
Howard, what's his face?
Wham.
It was
I don't
guitar
remember it
based
at
and it
all.
was
I don't
very
remember it at
famous.
all.
Hugely famous.
Oh, I know. Eric May or May.
Very sexy, Arnie.
You're there, Bill.
May.
Brian May.
Brian May. I mean, yeah.
Brian May, the Starfleet project he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's a blast
not
from
know
the
that. I don't
UK.
remember
Pat.
that show. Musical youth.
Pass the Dutchie to the left hand
Pass the
side.
Dutchie on the
Pass the
left-hand
Dutchie to the left hand side. Pass it.
Little kids singing about passing pot. Frankie, hey, there's my buddy, Nasher. You want to have him on the show?
He didn't die of AIDS?
He doesn't like, no, none of them are dead.
Frankie's still alive?
Paul, all of them are still alive.
Oh, I didn't
I
know
just
that.
talked to Nasher a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I
Brian Nash wrote a song about me. A guy on that cover wrote a fucking song about me.
Mark, I'm dying today.
Had it got anything to do with sex?
Yeah.
No, it's about war.
Okay.
I
Sex
thought I
and
shared
war
that. It's
in the
called Pebbles
stands
to
at a
Death.
concert.
When we wrap up here, I'll share the video again.
That's
Is it
good.
about a shagging at a man contest?
In the original video, he actually had some pictures I sent him, like those pictures I'd sent from the Gulf
that's
War.
a
He
great
had
one.
those in the original video,
Oh, yeah.
but he also had some copyright strike
That's the one
pictures, so he had to
that-
redo the video. Hirobi. Well,
Oh,
while
that's
you're doing
nice.
Hirobi, I'm gonna
Well,
do
he
a
had one of them.
loot run.
I know nothing
I had
about
one of them. I
manga.
couldn't sell it.
I don't know. I mean, I
No, I
do.
did have one or
I'm
two, and
considered an
nobody
expert,
wanted
but
to
I
buy
don't
off me.
really know these.
They're probably worth something.
Oh, they probably are.
I couldn't shift one. I had one of them. Couldn't sell it for love, no money.
Hirobi.
Still we go with Hirobi. Still we go with Hirobi.
You'd think it'd be better since it starts with O.
Right, what we
I
got
kid.
here?
I kid.
Still some Hirobi.
Hirobi. I didn't know there were that many
That's the
issues.
one I've got.
What's that?
Oh,
Oh yeah. So that's Tezuka. Tezuka again.
Again, I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're worth anything. Of course, I'll file out once I've researched them. But
Kyle, you're wearing your robe again.
I've had it on for like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. That shows you how much I pay attention.
Oh no. I'm just getting excited because I want to share that Nasher video again.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I had customers at the time. Thank God. Cobra, those are really good.
oh,
I love
Oh.
that. Oh, yeah. And that's a nice.
Oh my God.
Nice butt shot.
Yep. Milo Monero would be proud. Ow!
Hey, I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm gonna whip out my meat.
Thanks,
yeah.
Kyle.
what about?
We know
Roasted
we're at a low
garlic and
point
herb.
in the show when Kyle has to whip out his meat.
Yeah, that's always the time for me to go, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. You just made Mark. Where'd you go? Okay. What are you doing, man?
Guys, I can't be doing with
Yeah,
Kyle.
I'm gonna end it now. Anyway, really.
I've got a third of a box left if you want it.
Mark's gone.
Oh,
Got
we're
it.
down.
What's that Superman annual? What number is that Superman annual?
The Superman annual
Oh, yeah,
is number
got
10.
them, yeah, I must have them. Oh no, what's that first one?
That was a DC Comics
What number is that
Presents
DC
annual.
Comics Presents annual?
Number 4.
Number 3, is it?
Number 4, that one.
I need number 1. Yeah. I need number 1. Maybe it's on the same pile. Oh, that one. Special. Don't recognise that one.
I think this is in an annuals box, but it's just a few of them.
Yeah, it's the manuals. Definitely it's manuals.
That's a good one.
Art Adams.
Got that one.
Gorilla on the cover.
Yeah.
Gorilla cover.
Yeah. Titano. Used to fire kryptonite beams out of his eyes.
Number 12.
That's got to be Parasite in it, probably.
I don't know what's in the rest of this box. Number 9. Oh, it's nice and peaceful now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a DC Comics Presents annual.
Got that one.
It's number
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, keep going. See if we can find number 1. Yeah.
There we go. That's your number 1, great.
What was number 1?
Yeah.
Put it on my pile, please.
Bloody hell, 1 for Gray's pile. It's a miracle.
But
Yeah, I should have that one. I'm not sure for that one. No, I'll leave it for now.
Bit of Marvel.
Like that.
Yeah, I got them already. That was in the my Marvel buying era. Yeah. The Marvel annuals at that point would have that four annuals would follow on from each other. They had little stories across 4 different annuals.
Oh, wasn't it a nightmare when Marvel did crossovers across all the annuals in a year?
Right. That was
And you had to get them all because you thought you were going to miss a key part of the plot, but they were so flimsily interjoined. You really didn't need to.
horribly written.
Connected.
And there's the year that all the annuals revolved around Secret
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
Like when Atlantis attacks and
That's so stupid.
Magic. Oh, Books of Magic, isn't it? It's the Books of Magic, Neil Gaiman.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm making a garlic fork
Books of
roast,
Harry Potter.
brown
Harry Potter.
sugar,
Oh,
beans, green
Interesting.
beans, and beets.
Quite good back covers.
yeah, the Books of Magic.
That looks good, Kyle.
Yeah, is that Timothy? Is that where Timothy Hunt?
Yeah.
I have no idea. What you mean, the artist or the character? I don't know.
Timothy Hunt was the character. There was a character called Timothy Hunter who was introduced. So that might have been the Books of Magic series. I'm not sure now.
Oh. It was basically Harry Potter. That's where she stole the whole idea from.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they had their own book.
The Grey Mouser.
They were for a book, fantasy books. Yeah. It's like a barbarian and a thief, I think they were. Black Canary, I got that run. One of those Black Canaries from that run is used in my intro, where I make it the grey canary. It's got my head on her body. Yeah.
Oh man, it feels so long since I've held up a proper Marvel or DC comic.
Check, mate, I got that run.
Chessboard
Peacemaker.
covers.
Yeah, true. Forgot about that.
Hitler. Ah,
Who do you
Oh.
think? Yeah.
you know what that is,
Hitler's
Gray?
horror.
You know what that is?
He's a head of
Oh.
state.
Cover slinger.
He's a head of state.
He's a head of state, all right.
Yeah, he's a head of state for sure. I've also said Darkseid is the head of state as well because he runs the country, the planet of Apocalypse. So he's a head of state as far as I'm concerned.
That's it.
Infinity
That's what,
Gauntlet.
oh no, that's not it. Sorry. There's a couple more. Ah, it could just be a set of this. I'm not sure. There's
Yeah.
the one.
I'm not sure if that's the one that's worth money. Infinity Gauntlet. Is Infinity Gauntlet worth
yeah.
money, Mark?
The gauntlet is the
Bill?
one.
War of the Gods. Got that, mate.
We've lost the boys. Look, Carl's a cooking and Bill's on his phone.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Bill's nasal.
Oh, that's a
gazing or
nice
something.
one.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
The end.
That's possibly the first appearance of the metagene. The first time they used the phrase "the metagene" in DC Comics happened in World of Heroes. Was it that one? No, it was Invasion, wasn't it? Well, it is Invasion. Yeah.
Right, this is
the Dominators come in and they identify the metagene in the human race.
Right, this is the number 1 of that set. Now, I don't know whether you know this. You probably do.
Yeah.
But I remember this. I think it's in here somewhere.
Dominators.
The question is, which page is it on? Huh. Basically, there's a scene.
They come in, they invade Australia.
Have I got the right? Maybe I've got the wrong thing, you know. I thought there was a big scene in a big restaurant or a bar and there was loads of other characters in there that from different franchises and stuff. Have I got the wrong series?
All right. Like a
I think I might have got the wrong series or the wrong book, but there were like Star Wars characters and stuff like that. Just randomly drawn in, but I can't remember. I thought it was in this one, but my memory must have failed me. What other books are like this that it could have been in?
That will be the first time.
My cat wants to make an appearance on TV.
Kyle, you'll know this.
Hey, Pussycat.
Maybe. There was. I thought it was an invasion, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. But there was a book that had like a huge group scene in it. Maybe even a double-page spread quite early on. And the artist had drawn in loads of characters from different franchises like Star Wars or something like that. What was that in? And it was,
I don't think it was that. My copy of that's autographed. My copy of that right there is autographed by Todd McFarlane.
So what could it have been?
I mean, Adams did something with that with the Muhammad Ali book, but I mean that happens a lot of times in comics.
Yeah,
they do that a lot in those. They sneak things in. They sneak
a bar
every year at the Rutland Halloween thing. They were DC.
Wasn't there a bar comic strip there in the back of Nexus? Somebody's bar, Alden's bar, or.
I want to get some of these guys on that'll tell the stories. They if you ever see a cover, especially of like Supergirl, if you see a cover of Supergirl in the mid-70s where her crotch is just completely inked out, it's because they drew a camel toe on her.
No way.
Okay. All right.
And they don't, I'm going to have to leave the show. They snuck a camel toe in there. But if it's all black, it's because they snuck a camel toe in the picture.
Okay.
On that
note, there's also that one where they draw a cannon that looks like a blinking cock and balls.
Live podcast. Sorry about that, folks.
Did you know about that one?
No. So I think we've lost Bill.
Yeah, it's like an adventure or something.
I think it might be time to call it great for one night.
Well, I had a gloriously wonderful time
Lisa's
today.
Birthday tomorrow, so my little Lisa's going to be my older woman for a few months. I'm going to be her toy boy for the next 7 months.
Wow.
Is she around? Can we sing her happy birthday?